Chapter 108. The evil-eyed two-headed tiger's line of sight was blocked, and Lin Xian once again released the power of the shadow attribute. Shadow escape. Lin Xian rushed to the back of a tree. Because he was in the shadow of the tree, he was able to use the power of the shadow element. Although the effect might not be too heaven-defying, Lin Xian felt that it was enough to increase his strength. If it was possible, he might not need to die. Following that, Lin Xian's figure seemed to have become invisible. Boom! The mud wall was instantly shattered, and the evil-eyed two-headed tiger was searching for Lin Xian's position. At this moment, Lin Xian was listening to the terrifying roars in his ears, and he was extremely unhappy. He just couldn't understand why he kept encountering such powerful demonic beasts. The netherworld flaming lion was once, but this time, it was even more awesome. There was even a member of the evil fiend hall that he couldn't defeat. In the past, it was impossible for such a demonic beast to appear outside of Tianhua City, but now, it had appeared. He remembered that Xiao Runing had just said that if he could return, he would definitely inform everyone about this matter. Therefore, someone had to leave this place alive, because Tianhua City might be facing a calamity. The continuous appearance of powerful demonic beasts was a sign of something. Lin Xian wasn't weak. He was currently at the Arcane Body Tier 1 star. If he were to encounter someone at the Arcane Body Tier 3 stars, or even 4 stars, he would be able to fight them. Fighting someone who was several levels higher than him was an extremely powerful battle prowess. Even if you gave Lin Xian 3 Arcane Body Realm martial artists, Lin Xian would still give it a try. But this one, forget it. You can't see me, you can't see me, you can't see me. Lin Xian kept muttering in his heart. Roar! The demonic beast was enraged. One tree after another was annihilated by its power. F***ck. Lin Xian felt that it was over. Wait. Maybe there was still a way. Lin Xian looked at his scumbag value, which had just exceeded 1 million. He did not hesitate to enter the lottery. If he could get another true flame-bursting bullet, would he be able to kill this evil-eyed twin-headed tiger? No, the true flame-bursting bullet could only kill profound heaven realm cultivators. But this evil-eyed twin-headed tiger was a lightning tribulation realm cultivator. It couldn't be killed. But what if he drew something even stronger than the true flame-bursting bullet? Would he be able to counterattack and kill them? The roulette wheel was still spinning. At this moment, Lin Xian felt that it was very, very slow. The two-headed devil-eyed bearded man indeed could not see Lin Xian. However, this demonic beast was extremely intelligent. It knew that if Lin Xian did not leave during the first teleportation, it meant that he did not have the ability to leave. And if he disappeared, it could only be said that he was hiding. To the enraged evil-eyed twin-headed tiger, what it wanted to do was to tear the culprit Lin Xian to shreds. Roar! A monstrous roar resounded. Then, Lin Xian felt a suffocating power. He could not see the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger from his position. At this moment, a black power expanded from the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger's body. The ground beneath its feet directly shattered. In the next instant, it was like an atomic bomb had exploded. With the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger as the center, everything was destroyed by this terrifying power. F***ck. Lin Xian even cursed out loud. The barrier was still there. He did not have the power to break through the barrier, nor did he have the power of space. Other powers were already useless. When the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger chose to completely destroy this area, Lin Xian's fate was sealed. Hurry up and stop spinning for me. Lin Xian gritted his teeth. Ding! You have successfully obtained the battle god's intent. A drop of blood essence appeared in Lin Xian's hand. Battle god's intent, grade divine. A drop of blood essence from a former battle god. It contains an unparalleled power. After absorbing it, it can grant a cultivator a temporary state of battle god. It can randomly raise the cultivator's strength by 3 to 5 major realms. The highest it can reach is the heavenly venerable realm. After using it, the cultivator will enter a weakened state, and their level will drop by 10 stars. Lin Xian held the battle god's intent, and was about to cry. Life. His life was not meant to end here. At this moment, he simply loved this scum man system to death. He loved Lu Yufan, and the others to death. Lin Xian's scum man points were not enough to enter this 1 million lottery. However, because Lin Xian had sent them out, they did not see Lin Xian understand anything. They were crying. Because of this, Lin Xian had obtained a total of 500,000 scum man points. It was enough to enter this lottery. His life was not meant to end here. His luck was off the charts. He had drawn the divine battle god's intent. Even if it was only an increase of 3 realms, Lin Xian would temporarily be in the law realm. As for the drop in level, no matter what, killing him would increase his level, right? The drop of blood sank into Lin Xian's forehead. Boom! At the same time, Lin Xian was submerged in a terrifying power. Ling Ying rushed over and looked up at the forest in front of her. She could see dust flying into the air, and a large area of the mountainous forest had been destroyed. Ling Ying felt that if she had been inside that terrifying power, she would have died 10 times over. Lin Xian. Ling Ying's beautiful eyes flashed with an indescribable light. If she could die 10 times over, then what about Lin Xian? Ling Ying gritted her teeth and clenched her fists tightly. She had never easily revealed her emotions, but her beautiful eyes had actually turned red. Images of Lin Xian's frivolous, and flirting with her and other girls in the past flooded into her mind. It was this kind of youth. She had the power of space. He could clearly run away on his own, but he chose to send everyone away safely. She no longer had the ability to leave, and what she faced was death. She would be buried in the belly of a monster beast. A few seconds later, Ling Ying rushed over. Even if I die, even if you're already dead, I'll still bring you out. This was Ling Ying's current obsession. She did not want Lin Xian to die in the belly of a monster beast. She absolutely did not want to. She could not save Lin Xian. The most she could do with her life, was to bring Lin Xian's corpse away. No, perhaps she knew that if she went on this trip, she would also die. But she chuckled softly. Miss Xiao, this is all I can do for you. No, it's also what I'm willing to do now. In the midst of the dust, a purple light flashed. Lin Xian slowly lowered his raised right arm. The energy barrier in front of him disappeared, and his bangs fluttered in the wind. Domain realm. This is the power of the domain realm. Lin Xian felt the vast power in his body. He finally understood why people yearned for power so much. The feeling of having power was so good. Then his eyes narrowed, and he shot a sharp gaze at the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger in front of him. In that instant, the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger felt the aura of death. How is this possible? This was clearly an ant-like human. How could his aura be so terrifying? Lin Xian's lips curled into a bloodthirsty smile. Little bastard, you were very arrogant just now, weren't you? You wanted to tear me apart, right? Lin Xian's eyes were slightly bloodshot. His killing intent was very strong. This daddy will skin you alive today. Whoosh! With a speed as fast as teleportation, Lin Xian rushed in front of the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger and punched one of its heads. Bang! The huge tiger's head was directly smashed and blood splattered everywhere. Chapter 109. Under the effects of the battle god's intent, Lin Xian had reached 1 star of the domain realm. In other words, he was more than 10 levels higher than this lightning tribulation realm beast. Their roles had swapped. One of its heads had been destroyed, but there was still one more left. It was not dead. Rip! In the next second, Lin Xian actually tore off one of the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger's front limbs. That's right, he tore it off just like that. Rip! The second leg was torn off. His method was extremely cruel. The third, the fourth, the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger was not dead yet, because its injuries were not enough to take its life instantly. It was just like a person who had his arms and legs chopped off. He would not die immediately. He would only faint from the pain. Go to hell. If anyone saw Lin Xian's current state, they would definitely be terrified. He was like a demon. His smile, his cruelty, his bloodshot eyes. Only a heinous and demonic person would look like this. Only an Azura would look like this. Lin Xian did not know his current state. He did not know what was going on. He even felt that he could no longer control his consciousness. His subconscious was even resisting him, but it was useless. He was not demonic. It was more like this drop of battle god's intent was controlling him. Crack! Lin Xian's right hand broke the last of the snow-eyed twin-headed tiger's neck. At this moment, it was the end of the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger. But even so, Lin Xian did not loosen his grip. He continued to pinch, and the flesh was squeezed together, becoming smaller and smaller. The flesh was squeezed into a bloody pulp, and then into a pool of blood. The front of the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger's body was forcefully squeezed into a hole, and the flesh turned into water. Lin Xian only stopped when the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger's body fell to the ground. Who? Lin Xian spat out a mouthful of turbid air. But his current state did not seem to have recovered. He felt terrible. This was a kind of pain that came from the inside out. His current consciousness was filled with killing. No, maybe it was not just killing. He needed to vent. He wanted to be strong. He wanted to crush people's skulls. He wanted to crush demonic beasts. This feeling was not good. But he couldn't control himself. At this moment, Ling Ying rushed to this area. She saw the scene of the entire area being razed to the ground. Even if Lin Xian died, would he still be whole? Would it vanish into thin air? However, she heard an angry roar. It was a very painful venting. Lin Xian! Ling Ying couldn't believe his ears when he heard this voice. He immediately rushed over. When she came to the front, the first thing she saw was the torn evil-eyed twin-headed tiger. She couldn't believe it. The second thing she saw was Lin Xian. At this moment, Lin Xian turned his head and met those blood-red eyes. Ling Ying felt a fear that came from the bottom of her heart. Whoosh! Lin Xian instantly appeared in front of Ling Ying, his right hand gripping her neck. Ling Ying's delicate body was slowly lifted up by Lin Xian. Lin Xian, it's me. Ling Ying was terrified, because the current Lin Xian was not the person she knew. He was too scary. The killing intent on his body was suffocating her, and his aura made Ling Ying even more terrified. Lin Xian heard this voice, and seemed to regain a trace of clarity. He let go of Ling Ying. Ling Ying coughed a few times and looked up at Lin Xian. I feel terrible. So terrible. Lin Xian hugged his head. He gritted his teeth so hard that they were about to shatter. Lin Xian, you cough. What's wrong with you? Although Ling Ying was afraid of the current Lin Xian, she still walked over and held Lin Xian's face with both hands. All of this was beyond Ling Ying's understanding. As soon as Lin Xian said that word, the look in his eyes suddenly changed. Bang! In the next second, Lin Xian grabbed Ling Ying's neck and pressed her to the ground. Rip, rip! In the next second, Ling Ying's clothes were torn to pieces. Even until now, Ling Ying was still in a daze. Lin Xian's consciousness was completely out of control. He only knew that he felt terrible. He either needed to kill endlessly or vent. And Ling Ying's appearance in front of him made him subconsciously choose the latter. No. Ling Ying only reacted when she felt Lin Xian on top of her. She subconsciously struggled, but Lin Xian's strength was too great. A few seconds later, she slowly closed her eyes. Perhaps this was fate. Because she was very smart. She knew that the demon beast in front of her must have been killed by Lin Xian. And he must have used some kind of terrifying method to cause Lin Xian to lose his mind. This was not Lin Xian's intention. Even if she wanted to struggle, she could not. So she chose to give up in the end. If her life was saved by Lin Xian, if it was possible, she would suffer a little to repay him for saving her life. Perhaps that would be fine. Ding successfully pinched little big sister's breasts. Scumbag man points plus 100000. Can you be gentler? It hurts. Ling Ying gritted her teeth. This Lin Xian was like a mad dog. Did he not know how to be gentle with women? Thinking about it, it was probably good that Lin Xian did not tear her apart like the evil-eyed twin-headed tiger. Ding successfully pushed down a little big sister. Scumbag man points plus 500000. Ding virginity removed. Ding, congratulations on obtaining the achievement. Farewell to the virgin. Ding collected little big sisters. 1. Ding detected that the host does not have any protective feelings for the little big sister, and has reached a berserk state. This is the behavior of an extreme scumbag. Scumbag man points plus 200000. Ding. The negative effects of the god of war will be applied to the host after ending. Ding. Your level has dropped to Arcane Body Stage 2 stars. Just now, After Lin Xian killed the demon beast, Lin Xian reached Arcane Body Stage 2 stars, and then dropped by 10 stars to Arcane Body Stage 2 stars. But Lin Xian could not hear any of this, because he was currently unconscious. It hurt so much. Ling Ying could not hold back her tears. They were all tears caused by Lin Xian's violent methods. Didn't he say that doing this kind of thing was very comfortable? Was this called comfortable? She was going to die. Even if he ate half a kilogram of Viagra, he could not be so fierce, right? Can King be gentler? Ling Ying hammered Lin Xian weakly. However, Lin Xian was still in a very high state, and she could not resist at all. Half an hour later, the others arrived at the Sky Marshal Court safely. This matter quickly spread, and the dean called for an emergency meeting. However, no one dared to go because they knew that it was a Thunder Tribulation Realm demon beast. Lin Xian. Xiao Runing suddenly sat up on the bed in shock. Her injuries were quite serious, and she should not have been able to wake up under normal circumstances. However, the obsession in her heart woke her up. Miss Xiao, Yi Lu Yufan, and the others hurried over with red eyes. They wanted to save her, but there was nothing they could do. Xiao Runing widened her eyes and looked around. Suddenly, she thought of something. Where's Lin Xian? Teacher Zhao walked over and sighed softly. Lin Xian is still there. Ling Ying went to save her. Xiao Runing felt as if she had been struck by lightning. No, they will die, they will die. Chapter 110. Xiao Runing could not stop her tears from falling. In the next second, she grabbed the female teacher's hand and cried as she broke down. Teacher Zhao, please bring someone to save Lin Xian. He can't die. Miss Xiao. Everyone felt their hearts ache when they saw this scene. Lin Xian. Lin Xian only has one sister. He only has one sister. His sister loves him very much. She can't lose Lin Xian. I beg you. Please save him. Save Lin Xian. Save Ling Ying. Xiao Runing cried and fainted on the spot again. She was already severely injured. The reason she was able to wake up so quickly was because she had a strong obsession in her heart. Miss Xiao. Yi and Lu Yufan raised their heads and cried bitterly as they looked at her. However, there was nothing they could do. Teacher Zhao sighed softly. How could she not feel sad when she saw Xiao Runing in such a state? When had Xiao Runing shown such an expression? When had she shed tears? She knew that Xiao Runing was feeling uncomfortable in her heart. She had heard from the other students that they had encountered a Thunder Tribulation boundary demonic beast, and Lin Xian was a space attribute cultivator. He had sent everyone out, but he didn't have the strength to send himself out. The outcome of a student facing a lightning tribulation realm demonic beast was clear. She knew that Xiao Runing was feeling sad, guilty, and all kinds of emotions. As a teacher, she could not protect her student. Instead, her student had to protect her. He even had to pay with his life. Although she could not blame Xiao Runing, this was a procedure that every new student in the academy had to go through when they entered the Sky Marshal Court. Who would have thought that a demonic beast of this level would appear so close to the academy? The Nether Flame Lion last time was already unexpected. This time, there was an even stronger lightning tribulation realm demonic beast. This kind of demonic beast was already considered an overlord among human cultivators. Xiao Runing was a genius. It was already heaven-defying for her to reach the intermediate level of the mysterious heaven realm at her age. Even if she encountered an advanced level of the mysterious heaven realm, she would not be able to defeat it in theory. However, her powerful martial techniques and personal combat ability were still unknown. However, even a one-star lightning tribulation realm demonic beast would not be able to defeat it, let alone an advanced level of the lightning tribulation realm. Xiao Runing could not be blamed. She could not even be blamed for Ling Ying saving Lin Xian. Naturally, she would take all the blame. She knew very well how much pain Xiao Runing was in. Everyone wanted to save Lin Xian and Ling Ying, but she also knew how terrifying a lightning tribulation realm demonic beast was. The dean was only in the mysterious heaven realm. There might be a few lightning tribulation realm demonic beasts in Tianhua City, but they were advanced level lightning tribulation realm demonic beasts. They would need advanced level lightning tribulation realm, or even law realm experts to fight against them. There might be law realm experts in Tianhua City, but even if they made a move, it would be too late. Half an hour had already passed. Lin Xian could not even hold on for 10 seconds, let alone half an hour. Even an arcane body realm cultivator would die if a demonic beast of that level yawned. Half an hour. Actually, even if they went there now, there was no hope of saving them. The only thing they could do was to investigate the lightning tribulation realm demonic beast. At most, they could bring back the corpse, but the corpse would probably be gone. This news had been spread. The reason for it was to tell everyone not to go out for the time being. The outside world was very dangerous. However, they only spread the news that there were extremely powerful demonic beasts outside. They did not spread the news that someone had met with an accident. As for Lin Xian's matter, the school had also decided not to tell Lin Ye's and Ling Ying's families for the time being. It was not that they wanted to delay it, but they had to at least confirm that there was nothing left of them. When the time came, they would tell the family members because they did not know what to do. At this moment, the battle area was a little romantic. Lin Xian had already finished. Ling Ying did not even know if he had fainted or fallen asleep. The two of them were just hugging each other like this. Fortunately, the sky was slowly turning dark. In addition to the commotion and some news here, the martial artists did not dare to go out of the city. As for the rescue team, it was a little ironic. They received the news, but they did not send anyone out. The school did not send anyone either, because they did not dare to. Saving people was an obligation, but not a responsibility. However, this era was actually different from the previous era. It was very dangerous. They knew that there was a lightning tribulation realm demonic beast outside. Other people's lives were important, and so were their lives. This was a difference in era and measures. Unless there was a lightning tribulation realm expert leading the rescue team, it was estimated that no one would come to the rescue for the time being. The most likely person to come to the rescue was Xiao Runing, but she was seriously injured and unconscious. As for Ling Ying's family, they still did not know about this news. At this time, the surroundings had been quiet for a long time. Coupled with the fact that the sky was slowly turning dark, many demonic beasts had actually moved. At this moment, even a group of bloodthirsty demonic wolves came to the two of them. Lin Xian and Ling Ying were currently in a state of deep sleep. In this situation, someone killed them or ate them by demonic beasts. They died in their sleep. Roar! One of the bloodthirsty demonic wolves had just opened its bloody maw and was about to bite off Lin Xian's head. Suddenly, it sensed something and prostrated itself on the ground. Then, the group of bloodthirsty demonic wolves prostrated themselves on the ground and issued low roars. A few seconds later, as if they had received some order, they all ran away with a whoosh sound. At this moment, a cute, snow-white Xueqilin slowly walked over from behind. She leaped onto Lin Xian's body and looked at the charming scene in front of her. "Oh!" she cried out, and then cried out again. The second cry seemed to be a little louder. Then, she raised her little paw and patted Lin Xian on the head several times. From the looks of it, she shouldn't be patting him, but hitting him again. Lin Xian didn't know that he was hit by Xueqilin. After hitting Lin Xian 7 or 8 times, Xueqilin stopped. Then she jumped aside and looked at Ling Ying. Then, she slowly raised her cute front paw, and milky white force slowly condensed and wrapped the two of them inside. After everything happened last night, she took a look and then jumped. A wormhole appeared in front of her, and she disappeared again. No one saw all of this. The only thing that could see was the group of bloodthirsty demonic wolves. Not long after Xueqilin left, the group of bloodthirsty demonic wolves returned. However, as soon as they hit the milky white barrier, they flew dozens of meters away and died, without even having the time to cry out. Xueqilin was protecting Lin Xian. Perhaps she was there just now, but after seeing that Lin Xian suddenly became stronger and wasn't in mortal danger, she didn't appear. Half an hour later, Lin Xian's fingers moved, and his eyebrows creased tightly. Then he subconsciously pinched them a few times, and his creased eyebrows suddenly smoothed out. He closed his eyes and subconsciously revealed a very comfortable expression. Chapter 111. Lin Xian was unconscious because he hadn't really woken up yet. After about 10 seconds he slowly opened his eyes. Then, he subconsciously sat up and took a few deep breaths. That was so suffocating. Lin Xian gasped as he spoke. He felt weak all over, and his head hurt a little. Then, he felt a chill down there. Lin Xian looked down. F***ck. Who took off his pants? Lin Xian hurriedly pulled his pants up. Suddenly, he heard breathing beside him. He was stunned and slowly turned his head. Then he saw Ling Ying. F***ck. Lin Xian stared at Ling Ying with wide eyes. Her hair was messy, her clothes were torn, and there were even bruises. She looked like she had been raped by a group of people. Wait. Lin Xian suddenly thought of something. Although he didn't have much consciousness at the time, he vaguely knew what had happened. King Ling Ying. Lin Xian swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Then, Lin Xian's first reaction was to cover Ling Ying with his jacket. Then he stared at Ling Ying. Although she was sleeping, her eyebrows were tightly knitted. Moreover, there were clear tear stains on her face. It's over. Lin Xian secretly hammered his head. Then, he realized that he almost didn't have the strength to raise his hand. He knew that this was the side effect of the God of War's will. It was a very exaggerated weakening effect. He was so weak that he could only speak. It would be difficult for him to even stand up. Lin Xian couldn't see the barrier beside him. He didn't know what happened after that. He felt like he couldn't control himself anymore. But he didn't care about that. There was a big problem now. What should he do about Ling Ying? Lin Xian glanced at his own level. Arcane Body Stage 2 stars. This was actually within his expectations. He didn't know how much his cultivation would rise after killing a demonic beast at the 1-star Arcane Body Stage. But the battle god's intent would drop by 10 levels. In other words, after killing this demonic beast, his cultivation would rise to the Arcane Heaven stage. But that was no longer important. Not dying was the most important thing. But what about Ling Ying? Lin Xian saw that her boobs were bruised. Did he pinch them? Also, why were there choking marks on her neck? Her clothes were torn. It really looked like she had been raped. It seemed like Ling Ying had indeed been raped by Lin Xian, right? It's over. It would be fine if it was another young lady. But Ling Ying was a devil. Wouldn't she castrate herself then? And the most annoying thing was that Lin Xian's first time. He actually didn't feel anything. Because he was unconscious at that time. He couldn't even remember what it felt like. He wanted to cry. Ding! Because you had sex with Ling Ying. The system will reward her with 3 levels of cultivation. Are you sure you want to use it on Ling Ying? The system's notification sounded at this time. Use it, Lin Xian said without hesitation. Then Lin Xian glanced at her. To be honest, he still felt very guilty, but at the same time, he was even more nervous. What would happen when she woke up? Lin Xian didn't know, so he was very anxious. If it was Lu Yufan, he felt that it wouldn't be a problem to comfort him. But Ling Ying, Lin Xian tried to stand up, but he was shocked to find that his body was so weak that he couldn't even stand up. Why am I not happy after having sex with a young lady? Lin Xian was going crazy. First, he didn't feel anything. Second, he still had to use force. Third, his target was still Ling Ying. He couldn't take it. Probably hearing Lin Xian's crazy voice, Ling Ying's long eyelashes trembled slightly. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian's heart thumped. Oh no, this girl is going to wake up. After a few seconds, Ling Ying slowly opened her eyes. Then, she tilted her head slightly and saw Lin Xian sitting beside her. Lin Xian and her eyes met, and the air froze. It's still early, you should sleep a little more. Lin Xian suddenly said this sentence. After saying it, he wanted to slap his own mouth. Are you an idiot? You might as well not say it. Ding. Feeling the resentment from Ling Ying. Scumbag value plus 100,000. Lin Xian's mouth twitched. Help me up. Ling Ying said to Lin Xian. Okay. Lin Xian didn't know where he got the strength from, but he pulled Ling Ying up. Lin Xian's clothes slipped off her body, and her body was instantly exposed. Ling Ying didn't expect this, and quickly covered Lin Xian's clothes with it. Turn your head. Ling Ying gritted her teeth and glared at Lin Xian. I'll turn. Lin Xian then turned his head. Ling Ying's entire body was in pain, especially that place. She swore that she would never find another man in this life. She looked down at her chest, which was bruised by Lin Xian's pinch. She was about to cry. Ling Ying must have some kind of spiritual artifact that could store things. A set of clothes suddenly appeared in her hands. Ling Ying quickly put it on, and then threw Lin Xian's jacket over. The jacket covered Lin Xian's head. Lin Xian then took it off, and turned his head to look at Ling Ying. At this moment, she had already changed into a black dress, but at the same time, she revealed a very puzzled expression. How did she reach Arcane Body 8 stars? Why? She didn't kill any demonic beasts. She couldn't understand. In fact, Ling Ying's heart was still considered strong. If other girls encountered this situation, they would have the heart to die. But Ling Ying was just angry. She was fine with being done by Lin Xian. She could just treat it as her repayment for Lin Xian saving her life. Moreover, Lin Xian's condition was still vivid in her mind, so she had no choice. She was angry because her entire body was injured, as if she had fought with someone else. One could imagine how rough Lin Xian was just now. However, Ling Ying didn't blame Lin Xian. She knew that Lin Xian probably didn't intend to do that. Ling Ying took a step forward, then her eyebrows suddenly furrowed, and she gritted her teeth. This Lin Xian, it hurt so much. Can you stand up? Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian and said faintly, I can't stand up. Lin Xian turned his head and said with an aggrieved expression. When Lin Xian saw Ling Ying's reaction, he knew that he shouldn't be in too much danger, so he still couldn't treat this woman with common sense. Are you going to die? Ling Ying glared fiercely at Lin Xian. Although she didn't blame him, she definitely had some resentment. I don't know. Senior Ling Ying, did you squeeze me dry? I can't even stand up. Ling Ying, ding, felt resentment from Ling Ying. Scumbag value plus 50,000. Ling Ying was very unhappy. Super unhappy. F***ck. This Lin Xian already forced himself on her. And was so rough, but he still said such shameless words. This, trash. Ling Ying gritted her teeth and said. Chapter 112. Hearing Ling Ying's words, the corner of Lin Xian's mouth twitched. He turned to look at Ling Ying and said, Senior Ling Ying, I will take responsibility for you. TCH, who wants you to take responsibility? Just treat it as this old lady repaying you for saving my life. No. How about this, can you be my girlfriend? Lin Xian asked. Lin Xian suddenly realized that he had already slept with Ling Ying, but her mission was still not completed. As for her favorability, it actually reached 50. Lin Xian was dumbfounded. How did he manage to increase her favorability by so much after forcing himself on her? Lin Xian thought about it for a moment. Having a beauty like Ling Ying as his girlfriend wasn't a bad idea. No, it was definitely a good idea. Who do you think you are? Don't think that you can get me just because you slept with this old lady. Ling Ying snorted coldly. I don't care. Don't even think about running away. After saying that, Lin Xian grabbed Ling Ying's head and pushed it in front of him. Then Lin Xian directly kissed Ling Ying's red lips. He didn't have much strength left, but Lin Xian didn't know why he could still kiss her at this time. Ding! Forcefully kissing a young sister is considered a scumbag act. Scumbag value plus 500,000. Lin Xian knew that if this system said that Ling Ying was willing, then their kiss wouldn't be a scumbag act. Only then would it be considered a scumbag act. Lin Xian didn't know why, but he felt that Ling Ying was his woman. Only he could abandon her. Ling Ying wanted to refuse, but there was no way. Ling Ying was stunned when Lin Xian forcefully kissed her. In the next second, she reacted and struggled. She pushed Lin Xian with all her might. Lin Xian was pushed several meters away and flipped a few times. Ling Ying was confused. No, she didn't seem to have used much strength. Lin Xian was a 1-star arcane body realm cultivator. He couldn't have been pushed out like a balloon, right? He couldn't have really been squeezed dry by her, right? Was he so weak? Are you okay? Ling Ying quickly ran over to help Lin Xian up. F***ck. Are you trying to murder your husband? I'm trying to murder your sister. What's wrong with you? Also, how did you kill a Thunder Tribulation Realm demonic beast? Ling Ying supported Lin Xian and frowned. She couldn't even be bothered with Lin Xian forcefully kissing her. F***ck. She was forcefully kissed by him the first time. So what if he forcefully kissed her? Lin Xian said, "This is actually a secret technique. It's accompanied by a strong side effect. It will cause extreme weakness." Weakness? Ling Ying thought of Lin Xian's violent side. This was called weakness? Even a pound of Viagra wouldn't be this strong, right? Fortunately, her cultivation level wasn't low. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to hold on. However, looking at Lin Xian's current state, he was indeed in a very weak state. Although she was shocked that Lin Xian actually had a secret technique of that level, it wasn't important for the time being. They had to go back now. This was still the demonic beast territory, and it was still dangerous. "We have to go back. I'll help you back." "No, you have to promise to be my girlfriend. I'll go back with you." "You." Ling Ying gritted her teeth. "Otherwise, even if I die here, I won't go back. Don't act shamelessly." Ling Ying was furious. She didn't feel wronged even though she was in this state. How could a man like you act shamelessly? "I'm acting shamelessly. Or you can leave. Let me slowly crawl back by myself." That's right. Lin Xian was acting shamelessly. If it weren't for the fact that he was weak, he definitely wouldn't act shamelessly. He would forcefully kiss her just now. Because he saw that Ling Ying woke up and didn't directly slap her, Lin Xian took her pulse. That was why he dared to forcefully kiss her just now. You. Ling Ying pointed at Lin Xian. She was so angry that she couldn't speak. "Then do you agree?" Lin Xian smiled shamelessly. Ling Ying really couldn't abandon Lin Xian and leave in a fit of pique. Although this Lin Xian was very shameless, to be honest, she was also very tormented and tangled in her heart. For a girl like her, she could only fall in love with one man in her life. She seemed frivolous, but in fact, she valued feelings and chastity more than anyone else. Lin Xian took her first time. In her heart, Lin Xian occupied an important position. Even before this, she was hesitating. Should she just follow Lin Xian? He was actually okay. He wasn't trash. He could even kill a Thunder Tribulation Realm cultivator. Wasn't this a heaven-defying genius? Was he not worthy of Ling Ying? However, she was a little unwilling. Just because she was taken by Lin Xian, she had to become his girlfriend? "Can you let me think about it?" Ling Ying finally chose to compromise. Lin Xian also knew when to stop, so he nodded. "Okay, dear." Lin Xian grinned. "Ling Ying. Really? I want to beat him to death." Ding. Confession failed. Scumbag value, 100000. Lin Xian. F***ck. This also counts as a failed confession? She already said she would think about it. No matter what, this should be the middle of success and failure, right? However, Lin Xian was in a good mood. He couldn't be bothered with this. Suddenly, he looked at his scumbag value. Close to 8 million. What the hell is this? Don't tell me this is the scumbag value I got from pushing down Ling Ying? 8 million. GG. I'm rich. Ling Ying then helped Lin Xian stand up. Then, he brought Lin Xian to Tianhua City. While they were hurrying, Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying. He was so weak that he was staggering when he walked, so he needed someone to support him. However, Lin Xian saw that Ling Ying's condition wasn't too good either. When he walked, he would limp. Lin Xian seemed to understand something. "Speak." Ling Ying coldly said one word. "I actually still want to apologize to you." Lin Xian hesitated before saying. He knew that he wasn't being fair to Ling Ying. "No need to apologize." Ling Ying said. "Why don't you leave me here and call someone to pick me up?" Lin Xian said. Ling Ying had already lost his phone while running. As for Lin Xian's phone, it was crushed in his pocket. "No more. That's it. Are you okay?" Lin Xian asked. Ling Ying naturally knew what Lin Xian was asking about. Her beautiful face was dyed with a layer of shame and anger. "Is this Lin Xian straight? Even if you know, can you not ask me? F***ck. If I really agreed to be his girlfriend in the future, will that kind of situation happen? My stomach hurts, and I need to drink more warm water." "I'm fine." Ling Ying practically squeezed out these 3 words from between her teeth. Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying. His heart was naturally filled with guilt. This woman didn't do anything wrong. She even risked her life to come over, but there's one more thing. Lin Xian hesitated for a moment before saying, "Speak. Remember to take your medicine when you get back." Ling Ying. Really? She really wanted to kill this Lin Xian. She really wanted to. This person, is he F*** King poisonous? Ling Ying was really going to be defeated by him. "I'll eat your F***King ass." Ling Ying couldn't help but curse. But, shut up, Ling Ying said fiercely. Chapter 113. Lin Xian laughed in his heart. Women. So fragile. Okay. I won't talk anymore. Ling Ying put away the dagger, and then helped Lin Xian walk towards Tianhua City step by step. When they were a few hundred meters away, the few martial artists guarding Tianhua City's barrier saw a situation here. They naturally received news that there were Thunder Retribution Realm beasts outside. From their position, they could even feel the movement 3 kilometers away. However, they had no choice. They didn't dare to go in and help. Moreover, they didn't have orders. However, they saw that there were people helping them over. This position was still okay. The two of them ran over. "Is there anything you need help with?" Ling Ying took a deep breath and said, "Can I trouble you to find a car to send us back?" "Of course. I'll send a car to pick you up." Their existence was equivalent to the police in disguise. Soon a car drove over. Ling Ying and Lin Xian got into the car. "Where are you going? You seem to be seriously injured. It's best not to go out for a while. It's not safe outside," the man said. "Thank you, big brother," Lin Xian said. Ling Ying glanced at Lin Xian and said, "I'll send you home first." "What about you?" Ling Ying said. "I'm not injured. I have to go back to the academy to tell everyone the news. Although they didn't come to rescue us, you don't have to blame them. After all, it's too dangerous. We need to discuss it." Lin Xian nodded. "I understand." On the way, Lin Xian borrowed the martial artist's phone to call Linya. Sure enough, Linya didn't manage to contact Lin Xian at this time. However, thinking that they were going out for training, it was very likely that their phones were turned off. Therefore, she was only worried. She definitely didn't expect something like this to happen. Although they were on the second floor, climbing the stairs was still very troublesome. Ling Ying helped Lin Xian into the elevator. Dong dong dong. The door was quickly opened, and the first thing Linya saw was a woman so beautiful that she was shocked. Then, she saw that she was supporting Lin Xian, and she was shocked. "What's wrong, little Xian?" Linya hurriedly took Lin Xian into her arms. Lin Xian grinned. "Little fairy, I'm fine. I just collapsed. I'm not injured." Ling Ying was also surprised to see Linya's appearance. This was his sister? So beautiful. "Alright, since Lin Xian is fine, I'll head back first." "Miss, come in and rest for a while," Linya said to Ling Ying. Ling Ying smiled and shook her head. "No need. I'll take my leave first." She then walked away. After that, Ling Ying took a cab back to the Sky Martial Court and told everyone the news. Although everyone was in disbelief, they heaved a sigh of relief. That's great. That's great." Lu Yufan and Yi Yi had been accompanying Xiao Runing, so when they heard the news, the two girls were so happy that tears flowed down their cheeks. "How's Miss Xiao?" Ling Ying looked worriedly at Xiao Runing, who was lying on the bed. Teacher Zhao said, "Her injuries are quite serious, but she received treatment in time. I think she'll wake up tomorrow." Ling Ying, did the demonic beast not do anything to you and Lin Xian? Ling Ying said. When I arrived, the demonic beast had already left. Lin Xian was lying on the ground unconscious, but he didn't suffer any serious injuries. He's just a little weak. I'll send him home, and his sister will take care of him. Don't worry. The heavens are really watching over him. It's great that he's fine even under such circumstances. Ling Ying, you should go home and rest as well. I'll take care of Miss Xiao. Teacher Zhao said. Ling Ying nodded slightly. Senior Ling Ying, do you know where Lin Xian's house is? Fan, and I want to go see him. Yi Yi whispered to Ling Ying. Ling Ying looked at them. She didn't know why, but when she looked at these two girls, she felt like she was looking at her love rivals. He's quite weak right now. He's probably sleeping at home. Let's go see him in 2 days. That's fine. Senior Ling Ying. You should go back and rest. Ling Ying nodded slightly. She glanced at Xiao Runing, who was lying on the bed, and walked outside. Ling Ying, you're also injured, right? Let me treat you. Teacher Zhao saw that Ling Ying's walking condition wasn't right, so she quickly said. Ling Ying's delicate body trembled. She wasn't injured by the demonic beast. Instead, she was injured by that bastard Lin Xian. It's fine. It's just a small injury. I'll be fine after some rest. Thank you for your kindness, Teacher Zhao. I'll go back first. With that, Ling Ying walked away. In the room, Lu Yufan and Yi Yi wiped their tears. They were really worried. They even thought that Lin Xian had died in order to save them. However, when they heard the good news, they were truly happy from the bottom of their hearts. As for Xiao Runing, she was fine for the time being. She just needed to rest. They could finally go back with peace of mind. This matter was fermenting in Tianhua City. The biggest relief was that she was fine. That was a blessing in disguise. However, they all knew that Tianhua City might really be facing a catastrophe. It had been many years since a powerful demonic beast appeared in this area. However, one had appeared now. Therefore, the various factions in Tianhua City, and even the higher-ups, held a high-level meeting to discuss this matter. As for Lin Xian's matter, it was impossible to keep it a secret. After all, there were too many people. The news of him possessing the spatial attribute had instantly spread to everyone's ears. The news of him using the time attribute to save 40 people had also spread. A 21-year-old youth was actually able to use the time attribute to teleport 40 people 1,000 meters away. This was something that even masters of the time attribute would find difficult to do. Therefore, Lin Xian instantly became the focus of everyone's attention. He also became a genius that all the factions wanted to rope in. At home, Lin Xian was helped to the sofa by Linya. What's going on? Linya's heart was filled with worry and anxiety. Lin Xian's condition wasn't good. However, she didn't see any wounds on Lin Xian's upper body, even after she stripped him naked. This made her slightly relieved. Lin Xian smiled. Little fairy, do I look like I'm in trouble? It's just that the battle outside was too intense and caused me to collapse. I reckon I need to rest for a while. Even if you're exhausted, you shouldn't be so weak that you don't even have the strength to stand up, right? Linya felt that something wasn't right. How should I put it? When you reach this realm and go through a huge battle, you'll also be like this. Really? Lin Xian was naturally lying to Linya. Really? Linya was skeptical. Of course. Look at me. Other than being weak, is there anything wrong with me? After saying that, Lin Xian said with grievance, Little fairy, I'm hungry. I'll go cook for you. Linya quickly said. I want you to feed me. Linya helplessly looked at Lin Xian. Okay. I'll feed you. Put on a clean set of clothes. After helping Lin Xian change his clothes, Linya went to cook. Chapter 114. Very quickly, Linya prepared dinner for Lin Xian. It was quite simple, porridge with some vegetables. Because Lin Xian had asked Linya to feed him, it was naturally more convenient to feed him porridge, and Lin Xian would also taste better. It wasn't that Lin Xian deliberately asked Linya to feed him, but with Lin Xian's current state, he didn't even have the strength to take off his clothes, let alone raise his hands. Many people must have experienced this feeling before. That is, after lifting heavy things, their hands would feel weak and would tremble in midair. That's right, Lin Xian had this feeling, and it was even more intense, and it affected his entire body. Dinner is ready. Linya placed the dishes on the coffee table in front of Lin Xian, then sat beside Lin Xian and helped him up. I'm so happy. Lin Xian leaned on Linya's body and smelled her fragrance as he chuckled. Linya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. It's already like this. What are you still thinking about? Hee. Then Linya carefully fed Lin Xian. Lin Xian was really too hungry. He didn't know how long it had been since he was hungry. He felt like he was being cheated. The introduction of the battle god's will said that it would weaken him, and Lin Xian was prepared. But it didn't say that it would make him lose consciousness. He muddle-headedly did Ling Ying, and then he didn't even feel anything. This was the most infuriating. The good thing was that Ling Ying didn't blame him. But Lin Xian still felt a little guilty. She came to save him, but he did it with her. And it was so rough. After more than half an hour, Lin Xian was full, and Linya cleaned up the plates and everything. After cleaning up, Linya sat beside Lin Xian and asked, "Didn't you go out with the students and teachers? It should be very close. How did you encounter danger?" Although Linya didn't know what happened, Lin Xian told her that he was weak because of a deficit, so he must have gone through a big battle. Linya was very smart. If the teachers had a way, even if Lin Xian was injured, he wouldn't be so weak. So she knew that something must have happened. Lin Xian then said, "I did encounter a strong demon beast outside. It was quite strong. The battle with the demon beast caused my spirit energy deficit and weakness. But you saw it. If it was really a very dangerous situation, I would definitely be injured. It wouldn't just be weak, right?" Hearing Lin Xian's words, Linya also felt that it was reasonable. It wasn't that Lin Xian wanted to lie to Linya. He just didn't want Linya to be too worried. Although Lin Xian knew that Linya would know how dangerous this matter was sooner or later. If Lin Xian had more or less recovered by then, Linya wouldn't be too worried, right? Is Tianhua City in danger right now? This kind of situation hasn't happened in more than 20 years. No matter what, powerful demon beasts can only be encountered tens of kilometers away. But recently, accidents have been happening all the time. Linya revealed a worried expression, because this wasn't alarmist talk. Half of the 600-plus cities in China had fallen into the demon beast's territory in the past few years. Who knew how many people had been killed by the demon beasts when the cities were attacked? Too many. When a city was attacked, it usually meant that hundreds of thousands of people had died. Those who didn't die were really lucky, or it could be said that they could retreat at the first moment. But this was almost unrealistic. At that time, the people who were still alive would basically run away at the last moment. According to the experience of the cities that were attacked before, every time the barrier of the city was broken, the demon beasts would swarm in from all directions. The demon beasts had an organization called the 10,000 Demon Alliance. This organization was almost entirely made up of demon empresses who had transformed into human form, and they naturally had powerful strength and the ability to command the demon beasts. Once a city was attacked, it would mean that the 10,000 Demon Alliance had made sufficient preparations. As for the human race's preparations, to be honest, it was basically too late. Another point was that the human race had much fewer experts compared to the demon beasts. Tianhua City was a third-tier city, and it was located at the edge of China. If China was a circle, then the 600-plus cities from before would be distributed in various parts of this circle. When the demon beasts attacked, it would be an organized attack. They would slowly nibble away at the cities at the edge, and then expand their territory. In the end, the human race's territory would become smaller and smaller, closer and closer to the center. This was the current situation, and Tianhua City was currently one of the cities at the edge of the circle. In other words, the next time the demon beasts attacked, Tianhua City would definitely be one of the first cities to be attacked. But what could they do even if they knew this point? A city had hundreds of thousands, or even millions of people. Could it be that they wouldn't be able to live there? Could it be that they would all move to the cities in the depths of the continent to live? Then wouldn't that be equivalent to giving the city to the demon beasts for free? At that time, the demon beasts would effortlessly occupy the city, and once again threaten the cities in the depths of the continent. This was the result of the difference between humans and demon beasts. Humans could only passively defend. Of course, the human organizations also knew that if they did this, there would be a day when they would be completely wiped out. Thus, the three major factions would often organize experts to go to the occupied cities to clean them up. Sometimes they would even lead an army of hundreds of thousands of martial artists to take back the city. But it was very awkward. The city had been destroyed. If they took it back, it would take too long to develop it again. Furthermore, no one dared to go back and live there. It was almost like an empty city. It was meaningless. Thus, everyone understood the root of the problem. That was, humans had to be strong enough to defend against the countless demon beasts attacking the city. Being able to defend was the key. If they could completely defend the city, then they could become stronger and take back the human race's territory bit by bit. But now, they couldn't even do the first point. There were experts. But how could you make the experts guard the borders without any complaints? Actually, most of the experts were individuals. They belonged to other clans. To be honest, the experts of the three major factions could listen to orders. But after all, they were in the minority. No matter how many experts there were in the three major factions, it was impossible for them to have more experts than the entire empire, right? To be honest, humans were selfish. Many of those experts were actually outside to gain experience. Who would want to come and guard the borders? So this was also the difference in the era. If it was on Earth, even if a person was trapped in a sea of fire, no matter how dangerous it was, the firefighters would not hesitate to save him. But now, he and Ling Ying were outside. Those people knew that there was a very strong demon beast outside, and also knew that they had saved someone. But they couldn't immediately go over, because it was impossible to exchange a life for a life. This was the era. Chapter 115. Of course, Xiao Runing had come here because of Lin Xian. Although she had not been able to save Lin Xian, she had not been able to save everyone. In the end, it was Lin Xian who had risked his life to save everyone. Xiao Runing hoped that she could do what she could. Otherwise, she would die of guilt. Dean, I'm here for Lin Xian. Lin Xian, that kid is a promising talent. Chen Yiba took a sip of water and looked at Xiao Runing saying, Miss Xiao, please don't blame us. After all, that was a demonic beast in the Thunder Retribution realm. Although Lin Xian saved you and so many others, we wouldn't be able to save Lin Xian even if we went. Instead, we would lose our lives. I know that, and I have no right to complain. I just hope that Lin Xian won't complain. Even if he does, it's only right. Therefore, I'm not here for this matter. I'm here for Lin Xian's punishment. Xiao Runing knew that because Lin Xian severely injured Jiang Tianhao, the academy would definitely punish him severely. Therefore, she wanted to do something about it. So it's a punishment. Chen Yiba took another sip of tea. Xiao Runing nodded. Yes, I hope that Lin Xian's punishment can be cancelled. That's possible. Since Miss Xiao has said so, we naturally won't punish Lin Xian. Really? Xiao Runing thought it would be difficult. After all, this was related to the academy's reputation. If the academy had a rule that no one could seriously injure a student, and if they didn't punish those who broke the rule, the academy would lose its prestige in the eyes of others. Even if there was a precedent, people wouldn't be afraid of the academy. Perhaps this kind of thing would happen frequently. This was something that the academy had to consider. Xiao Runing was also worried about this, so she had come personally. That's right. Although Lin Xian did make a mistake first, and the academy wanted to punish him as an example to others, this time, he saved the lives of a total of 41 teachers and students, and even allowed the teachers and students from other areas to receive the news of their return in time. Thus, this didn't lead to a disaster. This time, Lin Xian's merits outweigh his faults. Even so, if our academy were to punish him, wouldn't we be laughed at for being heartless? Even if Miss Xiao didn't come, the academy would still have to let go of Lin Xian's punishment, Chen Yiba said. Xiao Runing nodded slightly. If that's the case, then I'm relieved. Thank you, Principal. In addition, I hope to apply for more benefits for Lin Xian from the academy. For example, high-grade martial skills, spiritual weapons, and the like. He has the qualifications. Ha ha ha. Miss Xiao, I'm afraid you're overthinking it. This isn't a matter of whether the academy will give Lin Xian or not, but whether the academy has the qualifications to do so. Huh. Xiao Runing showed a puzzled expression. Chen Yiba said, Lin Xian is very strong. At the same time, he has the spatial attribute. He can even teleport so many people 1,000 meters away. This news has spread like wildfire. Right now, Lin Xian is a hot steamed bun in the Bounty Hunter Guild, the Sacred Temple, and even the Enforcement Union. When he returns to the academy, the three factions will definitely invite Lin Xian, to join them with great benefits. After all, geniuses who control space and time are the most heaven-defying and rarest existences on planet Aqua Blue. That's true. Xiao Runing had just thought of this. The development of the other three factions would definitely be better than that of the Sky Martial Court. After all, every student who graduated from the Sky Martial Court wanted to join one of the three factions. Therefore, Xiao Runing also felt that Lin Xian would not reject the offer. Moreover, the three factions would definitely offer extremely tempting conditions. That's all for now. I'll announce the cancellation of Lin Xian's punishment in the academy tomorrow. Miss Xiao, you should go and rest. Xiao Runing then stood up and walked away. I'll take my leave first. Thank you, Principal. Xiao Runing thought of something after she walked away. She still had not given Lin Xian the sword technique that she had promised him. Since she was going to visit Lin Xian tomorrow, she would give it to him as well. The next morning, Lin Xian opened his eyes. The feeling of weakness in his body had not yet disappeared, but he already had some strength. He could get out of bed and walk, but his punches were not as strong as a 14-year-old girl's. These 2 days were also good for him, and that was that he had time to finish practicing Heavenly Thunder Flash. After he opened his eyes, the system notification for Heavenly Thunder Flash appeared. Ding! You have successfully learned the martial skill, Heavenly Thunder Flash. Heavenly Thunder Flash was finally cultivated. Lin Xian now had another Earth rank martial skill. He then checked the effects of Heavenly Thunder Flash. Heavenly Thunder Flash, Grade, Earth rank 5-star cost, 100 Thunder attribute long-range martial skill. Condenses the thunder and spiritual energy in the body into the palm of the hand, and then throws it out. Deals 250% thunder attribute damage to the target. When the target is hit, there will be a thunder explosion. The range is 5 meters, and the damage is the same. The speed of condensing Heavenly Thunder Flash is related to the proficiency of the user. Lin Xian looked at the effects of Heavenly Thunder Flash and was very satisfied. Heavenly Thunder Flash was a long-range martial skill. It condensed thunder and threw it out. When it hit, it would explode. In a range of 5 meters, it only dealt 250% damage. It was a bit worse than the basic 300% damage of the Earth rank 8-star 5 Thunder constellation. The 5 Thunder constellation could even maximize the damage to 600%. However, each had its own advantages. The advantage of Heavenly Thunder Flash was that it could continuously condense thunder. It was like a man-made cannon that could blast out thunder. In fact, 250% damage was very high. If Lin Xian directly used Wisdom Imbue, the damage would only be 200%. Although 50% didn't seem like much, it was actually very high. Especially when one's rank was high, this 50% damage would be even more exaggerated. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't feel that it was a waste to waste time cultivating Heavenly Thunder Flash. Every condensed Heavenly Thunder Flash only costs 100 spiritual energy. This can be considered good news. The consumption isn't much, but the damage is very high. At the same time, it is an area martial skill. Most of the time, it can display a much stronger effect than the 5 Thunder constellation. After all, it is a long-range martial skill, and the 5 Thunder constellation can be used as a close-range ultimate martial skill. Lin Xian nodded in satisfaction. Dong dong dong. Lin Xian's door was gently knocked, and then Linya pushed the door open. She carried milk and placed it on the bedside table beside Lin Xian. This Lin Xian was so comfortable. These 2 days, he was served by Linya to the point that he didn't want to get better. How do you feel? Linya asked with concern. I'm much better. I can even walk down. I think I'll be fine in another day. Little fairy, you can go to work. Lin Xian took the peeled apple that Linya handed over and said. Linya shook her head. The company is operating normally. There's nothing wrong with it. It's best that you're fine. Rest after eating. I'll go out to buy groceries. I'll make you a nutritious turtle soup at noon. No need, it's too nutritious. Moreover, I don't need a kidney. Chapter 116. When Linya heard Lin Xian's words, she naturally understood what he meant. Then, She flirtatiously rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Just because I don't need it now doesn't mean I won't need it in the future. Furthermore, it's for nourishing the body, not just the kidneys. There's no harm in having more nourishment. What if the nourishment is too strong, and I have nowhere to use it? What should I do then? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Linya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian again. Then do it yourself. After saying that, she walked away, leaving behind a dumbfounded Lin Xian. F***ck. What did he just hear? Ha ha ha. Linya heard Lin Xian's laughter from inside the house. Her face flushed red. How could she say something like that? Was this still her Linya? She had to be ladylike and aloof. And that's right. Then, she tidied up her emotions and went out to buy groceries. Lin Xian looked at his scum man value of 8.4 million and fell into hesitation. He was now at arcane body level 2 stars. And the experience points he needed to level up was 28,000. Which meant that he needed 28 experience fruits, which was 2.8 million experience points. If he exchanged them for experience fruits, he might only be able to level up to level 3, arcane body level 5 stars. Perhaps to others, wouldn't it be great if you could level up by 3 effortlessly? However, Lin Xian felt that it was a waste. The lottery is now worth 1 million per 2 times. After 2 more times, it'll be 2 million per time. Should I keep it for now? When the second system store opens, there will be many better things. It'll be awkward if I don't have any scum man value then. Oh right, there's still something I haven't bought in the first system store. Actually, it's a permanent upgrade. I can buy it, and it's not a loss. Lin Xian then opened the first system store. Spirit Cultivation Fluid. After use, Spirit plus 10. The first 3 uses have 100% effect. After the third use, the effect will be reduced by 50%. Scum Man Value Consumption. 300000. Physique Transformation Fluid. A fluid that can strengthen physique. After use, Physique plus 10. The first 3 uses have 100% effect. After the third use, the effect will be reduced by 50%. Scumbag Value Consumed. 500000. That's right. This was what Lin Xian wanted. Mental strength was very important. Lin Xian also knew that the amount of mental strength increased was different for everyone. However, a strong mental strength was very useful for condensing martial arts, strengthening the strength of one's divine sense and range. For example, if a person used the shadow element to hide, if your mental strength was strong enough, then you could rely on your divine sense to find the hidden unit. This was very important. Lin Xian also paid attention to this. As for the physique modification liquid, there was no need to talk about it. It increased physique, and physique was related to one's own defense. For example, if 2 people were at the same level, but the other person's physique had increased by dozens or even hundreds of points due to other reasons, then the one with the stronger physique would have an easier time winning, because the other party would deal much less damage to you. Because your physique is strong. This was the most direct attribute. After that, Lin Xian did not hesitate to spend 2,400,000 to exchange for 3 bottles of mental strength cultivation liquid and 3 bottles of physique modification liquid. Because the first 3 bottles had a 100% effect, the effect would be reduced if he used them again. So Lin Xian temporarily drank them all 3 times. A small bottle that looked like a cough syrup appeared in his hand, and it was even a blue bottle. Then, Lin Xian drank them one by one. The taste, he couldn't describe it, but it was very strange. Ding your spirit plus 10. Ding your physique plus 10. Ding! 30 points of spirit and 30 points of physique. This was definitely not a small increase. Physique was equivalent to Lin Xian's increase from 1 star to 2 stars of the arcane body realm. In other words, Lin Xian's current 2 stars of physique, plus the 50 points from lightning spirit body tempering, should be able to reach the standard of a normal 3-star physique. In other words, very hard. I still have 6 million scum man points. Little Fairy's level is not high now. I'll directly use the experience fruit to raise her to the spirit focus realm. It's only a difference of 5 stars. Before reaching the spirit focus realm, the amount of experience fruit used is very small, so I'm afraid it'll only take 2,000 to 3,000 experience fruit to raise her level. After that, Lin Xian spent 2 million scum man points to exchange for 20 experience fruits. These 20 experience fruits should be enough for her to raise her to 1 star of the Spirit Focus realm. Once she reached the Spirit Focus realm, her strength and speed would be greatly increased. Sometimes, when she was alone at home or outside, she would not be able to fight, and as a Qi building realm 5 star, she might not even be able to defeat an ordinary man. Now that she had reached the Spirit Focus realm, her strength would be overwhelming, so Lin Xian would be more at ease. Linya was so meticulous to him. If Lin Xian did not help her level up when he had the ability, would he still be human? However, after reaching the Spirit Focus realm, the amount of experience fruit increased by a lot, so relying on the experience fruit was not very good. Therefore, Lin Xian also wanted to strengthen himself first, so that he could be more at ease when he brought Linya out to level up. In fact, Linya did not like to fight and kill, nor did she care about levels. However, Lin Xian was destined to become stronger, and with that came an increase in lifespan. The most attractive thing for girls was that their appearance would slow down, and even if they reached a high level, they would not age. How many years later he would still be young? But Linya would not become beautiful, right? Lin Xian would definitely not agree to it. Moreover, Linya worked day and night. She was indeed very tired, and her skin was also damaged. If she did not have a good foundation, she would definitely be able to see the flaws now. However, Lin Xian would not allow his little fairy to be like this. He placed the 20 experience fruit on a plate on the bedside table, and waited for Linya to return. Lin Xian was bored to death, so he picked up the new phone that Linya bought for him, and started playing mobile games. After an hour, Linya returned home, and the first thing she did was to check on Lin Xian in the room. I'm going to make lunch, we'll eat later. Linya looked at Lin Xian and said, Little fairy, wait a moment. Lin Xian called out to Linya, and then picked up the plate on the bedside table. And Linya walked over and saw a lot of the little fruits that Lin Xian had given her before, and revealed a very puzzled expression. Where did Lin Xian get these fruits? If it was outside he would have plucked them, but right now he could not leave. Little fairy, eat these first. Don't ask too much. If you ask, it means you loved me. Linya. She couldn't help but laugh in her heart. This Lin Xian was really becoming more and more improper. There's a lot, let's eat together. Linya looked at Lin Xian and said, No, you eat them all. And you have to eat them all in front of me. Hurry up, hurry up. Okay. Then Linya ate all the experience fruit in front of Lin Xian. And in the process of eating, she continuously leveled up. And after eating, she really reached the spirit condensation realm. Linya felt an unprecedented strength. She felt that she was very weak before. But now her strength seemed to be so great that she could lift Lin Xian with one hand. Congratulations, little fairy, for reaching the spirit condensation realm. Lin Xian looked at Linya and said with a smile. Chapter 117. Linya clenched her fist cutely and revealed a pleasantly surprised expression. Is this the spirit condensation realm? It's so strong. Emeshem, you can still become stronger in the future. Since I've made you stronger, you'll have more strength to take care of me. Ha ha ha. Lin Xian laughed shamelessly. Linya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian, but she was very happy. If she became slightly stronger, would she not be a burden to Lin Xian in the future? Although Linya was very curious about Lin Xian's special abilities, she did not ask. If Lin Xian wanted to tell her, he would definitely tell her. Linya did not know about the incident in the Sky Martial Court because she had not heard about it. The news did not report about it because they were worried about causing unnecessary panic. Only ordinary people and martial artists did not know about it. In fact, other than them, most people knew about it. It was a good thing for the time being. Knock, knock, knock. At this time, someone knocked on the door. Lin Xian and Linya were slightly surprised. Because of her work, Linya was actually quite lonely. She did not have a single friend, because she did not have time to make friends. Moreover, her social circle was in the company, and then at home. She never went to gatherings, so she did not have any friends. However, it was not that she was not popular. Normally, no one would know about her family, and no friends would come looking for her. However, it was strange that someone knocked on the door today. Maybe it's the property management fee. It's time to pay, Linya said and walked over. When she opened the door, the people inside and outside were slightly surprised. Linya was surprised because there were 4 girls outside. Each of them was unbelievably beautiful. She had seen one of them that night. Naturally, it was Ling Ying. At that time, Linya thought that Ling Ying was very beautiful. However, there was some dust on her face at that time, so she did not see it clearly. Now that she saw her, she was really stunned. How can you prove that a girl is beautiful? In fact, it was very simple. If a girl who was equally beautiful felt that the other girl was also beautiful, then she must be beautiful. The 4 people outside were naturally Xiao Runing, Ling Ying, Lu Yufan, and Yi Yi. All of them were carrying gifts of condolences. They knew that Lin Xian had an older sister. As for why they were stunned, wasn't Lin Xian's older sister too beautiful? On the way, Ling Ying had told them that Lin Xian's sister was very beautiful, and she was not inferior to Xiao Runing. They were actually mentally prepared, but they were still shocked when they saw her. This Lin Xian is so wretched, but his sister is so beautiful. In the eyes of Lu Yufan, Yi Yi, and the others, Xiao Runing's beauty was the pinnacle, but Lin Xian's older sister was actually on par with her. Hello, big sister. When they saw Linya, Lu Yufan and Yi Yi quickly greeted her. They were very obedient. Even Lu Yufan showed the look of an obedient girl. They did not know either. They just felt that they were especially nervous when they saw Linya. Hello. When Linya saw Ling Ying, she knew who they were. They must be related to Lin Xian. Then she quickly said, "Everyone, let's go in first." Then they walked into the house. "It's so beautiful," Lu Yufan whispered. Although the house was not a big villa, it was very cozy. "Hello, Sister Lin Xian. I'm Lin Xian's teacher. We've talked on the phone before. These are Ling Ying, Lu Yufan, and Yi Yi. They are all Lin Xian's classmates and good friends. They specially came to visit Lin Xian." Xiao Runing smiled at Linya. "Ah, I know Miss Xiao. Little Xian has also mentioned her to me many times. I can recognize her from her voice. Everyone take a seat. I'll get you some water. No need to be so polite. We're here to visit Lin Xian. How is he?" Xiao Runing asked with concern. "He's just a little weak. It's not a big deal. That's his room. I'll take you there. Then I'll have to trouble you." Lin Xian was in the middle of a bloodbath in his mobile game when the door to his room opened. Linya walked in first and said, "Little Xian, your teacher and classmates are here to visit you." Allah! Lin Xian was stunned. Then he looked outside the door and saw them walking in one by one. "Why are you here?" Seeing them, Lin Xian was surprised and pleasantly surprised. Especially when he saw that Xiao Runing was in good condition, Lin Xian was relieved. "We're here to visit you." When Xiao Runing saw that Lin Xian was fine, she also let out a sigh of relief. Uft! Yi Yi and Lu Yufan, the 2 younger girls, couldn't help but laugh when they saw the scene in front of them. Originally, they were very worried about Lin Xian. They didn't know how he was doing, and wanted to thank him very much. However, when they saw this scene, they couldn't help it. In front of Lin Xian was a rope with grapes and soft drinks hanging from it. He could eat and drink whatever he liked with just a stretch of his head. There were even watermelons and whatnot beside him. In any case, this was the life of a young master. This was definitely the true realm of eating and drinking. Linya was very surprised. Lin Xian was injured. Lin Xian's teacher, Xiao Runing, might have come to visit, but why did his 3 female classmates come as well? There were no male classmates and all of them were so beautiful. In Linya's eyes, Lin Xian was the kind of person who could find a girlfriend. But he shouldn't have so many beautiful girls around him, right? Those who came to visit Lin Xian must have a good relationship with him. When Ling Ying saw Lin Xian, she felt more conflicted in her heart. "Big sister Lin Xian, let's have a chat outside and let them have a chat." Xiao Runing was relieved when she saw that Lin Xian was fine. She was actually quite curious about Linya. "Okay, let's sit outside." Then the 2 of them walked away. After they left, the remaining 3 people came to Lin Xian's room one after another. So this is a guy's room. It's quite clean. There doesn't seem to be any so-called masculine smell. Lu Yufan blinked her big eyes and sniffed. Lin Xian. What kind of masculine smell do you want? Lin Xian said helplessly. Then, he specially looked at Ling Ying behind him. Ling Ying glared at Lin Xian, then turned her head and casually sat on a chair beside Lin Xian. Lu Yufan and Yi Yi sat on the edge of Lin Xian's bed. I don't know. The internet says that guys' rooms are all masculine. Lu Yufan stuck out her pink tongue. Sorry. That's because my hands are weak and can't hit you. Otherwise it would be masculine too. Hit what? Lu Yufan and Yi Yi were puzzled. Ling Ying, who was beside them, understood instantly. Bastard. He was actually flirting with other girls in front of her. Nothing. You came here just to see me? Lin Xian asked. Yi Yi said. We wanted to see if you were okay. Also, we wanted to thank you properly. He wore a dragon robe, and his wealth was comparable to that of a country. He dominated a region, and he looked down on all living things. He squandered money like water, and he was knowledgeable. He was both intelligent and brave, and he was handsome and confident. He had wives and concubines, and he was tall and mighty. He was romantic and elegant, and he was the center of attention. He killed those who betrayed him, and he eliminated all injustice in the world. He was me. Now he was awake. He was going to start moving bricks. Chapter 118. To be honest, Lin Xian didn't think that they would group together to see him, so he was quite happy inside. Yi Yi said in a small voice, I really have to thank you. If it wasn't for you, we would all be dead outside. Lin Xian grinned and said, Then you can't just say 2 words when you thank me. Shouldn't you give me something? Something? Woo. I brought you a lot of consolation. Lin Xian. That won't do. I am your savior. Can you just spend some money to buy some consolation? Yi Yi then said in a small voice, I also made soup for you. And then? She thought about it. Indeed, Lin Xian had saved her life. How could this little thing be enough? But she didn't know how to repay him. I don't know. Yi Yi lowered her head. How about this? You see in TV dramas where the male lead saves the female lead in the end. How about you repay me with your body too? Ding. Felt Yi Yi's shyness. Scum man value plus 30,000. Ding. Felt Lu Yufan's displeasure. Scum man value plus 20,000. Ding. Felt Ling Ying's extreme displeasure. Scum man value plus 100,000. Lin Xian. Hearing Ling Ying's extreme displeasure, Lin Xian laughed out in his heart. Women. It seems like in Ling Ying's heart, he was still quite important. Then it would be easy to take her down. Can I change it to another one? Yi Yi asked in a soft voice. Ha. I'm just joking. You are my friends, so saving you is something I should do. Lin Xian said with a laugh. Yi Yi breathed a sigh of relief, but at the same time, she felt a sense of loss. Then Lin Xian looked at Lu Yufan. Lu Yufan quickly turned his head away. Lin Xian laughed in his heart. Then, he took a look at Lu Yufan's favorability. It had actually reached 65. 65 favorability was actually very high. Then, Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying. Ling Ying's favorability had reached 60. From 10 to 60, 50 points of favorability, was because he had forcefully F***ed her. Logically speaking, it was impossible for him to not lose favorability by forcefully F***ing her. However, her favorability had reached 60, which was already very exaggerated. Lin Xian was already very satisfied. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian and said, Your days have been very comfortable. Miss Xiao and the others were very worried about you. Who knew that you were actually enjoying yourself? Lin Xian then said with an aggrieved look, I'm already so weak. Is it wrong to rest and enjoy myself? I was already so weak. After being squeezed, I became even weaker. Ling Ying instantly understood Lin Xian's meaning. Her pretty face turned slightly red. Lin Xian, were you bombed? Lu Yufan quickly asked. Cough. No, I was squeezed. Oh. Yi Yi and Lu Yufan were both confused. Cough. Ling Ying coughed dryly and said to Yi Yi and Lu Yufan. Are you guys relieved now? He's just weak. He can return to the academy in 2 days. Yes, yes. The two girls nodded slightly. They were indeed relieved. Originally, they were even wondering if Lin Xian would be missing an arm or a leg. Now it was simply a blessing in disguise. Oh right, let me tell you some bad news. Ling Ying thought of something and looked at Lin Xian and said, the news of your spatial attribute has already been spread. Because Miss Xiao and I didn't keep it a secret, the group of students you saved also told the academy the truth. Lin Xian had already thought of this. How could he tell them now? Should he tell them that he used a spiritual weapon to release the spatial attribute? That wouldn't do. This time was the same as when he released the time attribute. Even in front of them, he didn't take out a spiritual weapon. Many people's gazes were on Lin Xian at that time, so this reason wouldn't make sense. Lin Xian could only go along with it. Yes, it's fine. However, after Ling Ying thought about it, she was really shocked. Not only her, but everyone was shocked. The existence of both the lightning and spatial attributes. Just having a purple lightning attribute was already very abnormal. With the addition of the spatial attribute, it was really incomparably heaven-defying. One more thing, your punishment has been cancelled. That means that the matter of you seriously injuring Jiang Tianyu has been forgotten. The academy won't punish you anymore. Yes, Lin Xian nodded slightly. This matter was actually within his expectations. Then, Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying and asked, then do you know what's the situation in Tianhua City? You're talking about the appearance of strong demonic beasts around Tianhua City, right? Lin Xian nodded. Ling Ying said, this matter isn't too clear, but Tianhua City's higher-ups have already asked for help from other places. According to their actions, I'm afraid that Tianhua City will be invaded by demonic beasts. Ah. Hearing this, Yi Yi and Lu Yufan revealed a frightened expression. You guys don't have to worry too much. Because of this strange situation, we martial artists will definitely be prepared. This time, the demonic beasts might not be able to invade our Tianhua City. Ling Ying said to them, is there any news of demonic beasts? Lin Xian asked. Not yet, so this matter is filled with uncertainty. However, it's good to be vigilant. Yes, it just so happens that I've been bored to death these past 2 days. The 3 of you can go to bed. The 3 girls. Bastard. Ling Ying clenched her teeth and glared at Lin Xian. No, no, no. I have aeroplane chess here. Let's play aeroplane chess on the bed. What are you thinking about? Ling Ying. No. I wasn't thinking about anything. Ling Ying said without thinking. Okay. I haven't played aeroplane chess in a long time. Hey, I'll say it in advance. Whoever loses will take off their clothes, 1 piece at a time. How about it? The girls looked at their own clothes. Boring, Ling Ying said. At least it's more fun if there's a prize, okay? Anyway, it's autumn now and we're wearing quite a lot. Furthermore, we can play for a long time. At most, we'll just take off our outerwear and the sweater inside, right? Yi Yi thought for a moment and said, but after we take off the sweater, we'll only have our underwear inside. After saying that, her charming face turned red. Cough, cough. Underwear is fine too. Don't tell me you're wearing something sexy. No way. Ling Ying looked at Lin Xian and thought for a moment before saying, then how about this? If we lose, we'll take off our clothes. If you lose, we won't let you take off your clothes. We'll draw on your face. You can't refuse, okay? No problem. Then I'll play. Yi Yi and Lu Yufan hesitated for a moment before nodding. Then, they sat around Lin Xian's bed. Okay, I'll ask my sister to make more food. Let's eat here for lunch. Ah, won't it be troublesome? Of course it's not troublesome. Lin Xian smiled. It was troublesome to do 2 people, but it was also convenient to do a few more. Okay, looking for recommendation votes. Chapter 119. Outside, Xiao Runing and Lin Yu were chatting. It had to be said that Xiao Runing was quite good at reading people. After talking to Lin Yu on the phone, she felt that she liked Lin Xian's sister, Lin Yu, and wanted to get to know her. After seeing her today and chatting for a while, Xiao Runing really liked her. It was the kind of relationship where you didn't have to worry about her having other thoughts. such as backstabbing, because she could see that Linya was especially kind. Miss Xiao, are you saying that little Xian saved a lot of people? Linya was surprised to hear Xiao Runing's words. You didn't know? He didn't tell you? Xiao Runing was also surprised. Linya shook her head. No, little Xian only told me that he encountered some things during the experiential training. He used up all his spiritual energy, so he became weak. Miss Xiao, what kind of danger did you encounter during the experiential training? This. Xiao Runing thought that Lin Xian would tell Linya, and wouldn't tell her that it was too dangerous. However, since he saved them, he should have told her. She didn't expect that Lin Xian didn't say anything, so Xiao Runing naturally couldn't tell Linya too much. She knew that Lin Xian was afraid that Linya would be worried, so he didn't say anything. It's nothing, we just encountered some demonic beasts. However, Lin Xian saved everyone, so they came to visit Lin Xian. Linya was very smart, because at the beginning Xiao Runing had said that Lin Xian had saved a lot of people. But now she did not say anything in detail. From the number of people Lin Xian had saved, she could guess that it must have been quite dangerous. However, since Xiao Runing didn't go into detail, she didn't ask. However, Lin Xian is still very talented and strong, so you don't have to worry too much. Xiao Runing said. Linya nodded slightly. Miss Xiao, I'm usually quite busy, so I don't know much about his situation in the academy. He must have caused a lot of trouble for you, right? Ha ha ha. Him? Occasionally, but it's not considered troublesome. In fact, he's even helped me a lot. Think about it. If Lin Xian wasn't popular, and caused trouble in the academy all day long, would the three beautiful girls in the room still come to visit him? They're very close. I see. Linya thought of something and said, Miss Xiao, why don't you and the others stay for lunch? I just bought some groceries. I can tell that little Xian is quite happy to see them. Then I won't stand on ceremony. Linya smiled. You're welcome. Miss Xiao, take a seat first. I'll go cook. Let me help you. I usually cook for myself at home. Let's make a sumptuous lunch for them. Little fairy. At this moment, Lin Xian's shout came from inside the room. Linya walked over and opened the door to see the three girls sitting around Lin Xian. They were actually playing aeroplane chess. What's wrong? Lin Xian smiled. Little fairy, I'll have to trouble you to make more for lunch. Let Miss Xiao and the others eat here. You don't have to tell me that. Linya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Sorry to trouble you, big sister. Yi Yi and Lu Yufan said obediently. It's no trouble. You guys have fun. Linya closed the door and walked out. Oh, let's help big sister. Lu Yufan said as she thought of something. Lin Xian. No need. Miss Xiao is here. Your mission is to play with me. Just take off your clothes. The three girls, Linya and Xiao Runing, chatted as they made lunch. The two of them actually had a lot to talk about. It was as if they were close friends. Xiao Runing didn't actually have many friends. She really wanted to be friends with Linya. I didn't expect Miss Xiao's cooking to be so good. Linya exclaimed when she saw Xiao Runing's skillful cooking. Xiao Runing smiled and said, It's okay. I usually cook by myself. Practice makes perfect. But don't call me Miss Xiao. Call me Ning Ning. That's what my family and friends call me. With Linya's intelligence, how could she not know that Xiao Runing was deliberately trying to get closer to her? In fact, Linya also liked Xiao Runing. She was beautiful and took care of Lin Xian. Moreover, in just a short time, Linya felt that Xiao Runing was also a very good woman. She was the same age as her, and they were even born in the same month. They had a lot to talk about. Linya also liked her very much. It was similar to the feeling of a close friend. No wonder Lin Xian would always mention Xiao Runing at home. In fact, she really was a very good person. And then I won't be pretentious. You can call me Aya. Is Aya better? Or is Yer better? Or is it little Yaya? Xiao Runing joked. Linya smiled faintly and said, Aya. The other two are too mushy. I heard Lin Xian call you even more mushy. Xiao Runing joked. Linya's charming face slightly reddened. Lin Xian, who was playing Ludo chess, was still confused. Why did Linya's shy system notification sound out? And then he added scumman points. He didn't tease her. How strange. At first, I wasn't used to him calling me that. But now I'm slowly getting used to it. It doesn't feel like anything is wrong. When did he start calling you that? Xiao Runing asked with a smile. And about half a month ago, Linya said after thinking for a bit. So late. Linya nodded. And little Xian used to be very boring. He didn't talk much. Sometimes, he wouldn't even say a few words to me in a day. Then he suddenly became a different person. It's pretty good that he's become like this. Why is it like this? Xiao Runing revealed a very puzzled expression. She knew Lin Xian's personality all too well. He was sloppy, frivolous, and flirtatious. According to Linya, Lin Xian's change was too big. Normally, it would take an extremely big event to change a person. It should be because of the God's child system, Linya said. God's child system? Right. Did Lin Xian really not have the God's child system in the past? I've always felt that he was hiding himself. Because Xiao Runing had heard rumors that Lin Xian could not cultivate, and was a waste. But now she knew that Lin Xian was a genius with thunder and time attributes. Adding these attributes to a person's body was simply too exaggerated. Xiao Runing felt that Lin Xian had always been hiding himself, and would only reveal himself when his wings were fully grown. Linya said, "It's true. He didn't have the God's child system since he was young. He couldn't have hidden it from me since he was a few years old, right? But it was only a while ago that he suddenly obtained the God's child system for some reason. Previously, he sealed himself off because he felt uncomfortable and inferior without the God's child system. Now that he can cultivate with the God's child system, little Xian is happy." These weren't really secrets. Linya didn't think it was a big deal to tell Xiao Runing. It's true. In other words, Lin Xian really rose to this level in such a short period of time. That's really too shocking. Xiao Runing exclaimed. Chapter 120. It was indeed fragrant. When Lin Xian smelled it, he felt that it was amazing. He could only curse the world. "Everyone, go wash your hands and eat," Linya said as she set the table. Yes. Thank you, big sister." Then they went to wash their hands. "Do you need support?" Ling Ying glanced at Lin Xian and asked. That was because she had supported Lin Xian bit by bit back then. "I'm fine. I'm recovering well. But are you worried about me?" Lin Xian grinned at Ling Ying. Then Ling Ying rolled her eyes at Lin Xian and walked away. Lin Xian. This woman. Damn it. She deserved a beating. Then they all sat at the table. Linya even poured some drinks for them. "Our family broke the record," Lin Xian said with a smile as he looked at everyone at the table. "What record?" Linya looked at Lin Xian curiously. "The number of people. For as long as I can remember, our family has only had 2 people. Today, there are actually 6 people. Isn't this a very important milestone?" Xiao Runing smiled. "Then you'll be in trouble in the future." "What do you mean?" Lin Xian looked at Xiao Runing. Xiao Runing smiled and said, "Your sister and I hit it off at first sight. Now we're good sisters. So I'll often come to your house to visit in the future." Lin Xian. "You won't snitch on me, right?" Lin Xian asked weakly. That depends on whether you're obedient in school. It's over. This Xiao Runing and Linya actually. And Xiao Runing was her mentor. This snitch would beat Lin Xian to the heavens, okay? Although he kept his head down, Lin Xian was quite happy. He knew that Linya didn't have any friends, and Xiao Runing was a very good person. Lin Xian was naturally happy for Linya that she could become good friends with Xiao Runing. But he wanted to pursue Xiao Runing. What should he do now? Was it easy to pursue? And Linya? This thinking about the future, Lin Xian was both nervous and excited. "Can we come too?" Lu Yufan looked at Lin Yate expectantly and obediently. Linya smiled and nodded slightly. "Of course, you're welcome anytime." "Okay, thank you, big sister. Let's stop chatting and eat first." Yeah, and I made this." "You guys are in for a treat," Xiao Runing said with a smile. "I want to try it." Then they started to eat. They didn't know why they all had so many topics to talk about. They talked about a lot during the meal. The ones who talked the least were Yi Yi and Ling Ying. Yi Yi was a lady from a wealthy family. She couldn't let go in this situation, so she didn't talk much. As for Ling Ying, she had slept with Lin Xian. Now that Xiao Runing was here, And even Lin Xian's sister Linya was here. She naturally felt guilty. So she naturally didn't talk much. Do you have any siblings? Linya didn't know why she suddenly asked Yi this question. No, I'm an only child. It's good to be an only child. Linya smiled. She could tell that Yi was a lady from a wealthy family. Her family must be well off. Yi didn't understand why Linya would suddenly ask this question. Fan, what about your family? Linya asked again. I'm also an only child, Lu Yufan answered honestly. Okay. Xiao Runing tried to hold back her laughter. She knew why Linya asked this question. She told Linya that Lu Yufan and Yi might have some feelings for Lin Xian. Then Linya started to ask about their family situation. Wasn't this too realistic? Lin Xian naturally understood this too. Little fairy, let's eat. Why are you asking this? Let's eat. Lin Xian said helplessly. Linya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. She was looking for a girlfriend for Lin Xian. But this brat didn't get it. Lingying obviously understood Linya's meaning, but he didn't ask her. Lingying felt a strange sense of loss in her heart. Could it be that in Linya's eyes, she wasn't as good as Lu Yufan and Yi? Of course, that wasn't the case. Xiao Runing and Linya directly talked about those two girls. Lingying. In Linya's opinion, it was impossible for her to fall in love with Lin Xian. She looked too hard to woo. Not to mention falling in love with her cheap brother. After dinner, they sat in the living room and chatted. Of course, they talked about all kinds of things. After a while, Xiao Runing said to Lin Xian, Lin Xian, come with me. I have something to tell you. Okay. Then Lin Xian followed Xiao Runing to the balcony. Dear Ning Ning, what's the matter? Lin Xian grinned. You. Xiao Runing glared at Lin Xian and said, aren't you afraid of your sister hearing this? What's there to be afraid of? Lin Xian shrugged. Let me tell you, I'm now sisters with your sister, so don't have any thoughts about me. That won't do. Also, you promised me that if I get first place in the Tianwu tournament, you'll be my girlfriend. You can't go back on your word. Xiao Runing. At the beginning, Xiao Runing really didn't think that Lin Xian could get first place. There wasn't even a sliver of chance. But now Lin Xian was at the arcane body realm. In addition, he had the lightning and space attributes. So she felt that it was really possible. The most important thing was that the space attribute was too abnormal. Especially when she felt that Lin Xian was using it very well. In this kind of situation, a martial artist with the space attribute could easily beat up an opponent several levels higher than him. This was the perverse part of the space attribute. So Xiao Runing felt that Lin Xian could really win. How's your use of the space attribute? Xiao Runing didn't answer Lin Xian's previous question. Instead, she asked this. Do you want to hear the truth? Lin Xian said. Xiao Runing nodded her head. Of course. The truth is used very well. And you will definitely become my girlfriend. Lin Xian grinned. Ding. Feeling all kinds of unpleasant emotions from Xiao Runing. Scumman value plus 50,000. Xiao Runing took a deep breath. Then she thought about it. Qin Xiaotian and the others had been training outside, so they should have reached the arcane body realm. At the Tianwu tournament, if they continued to train, they should be able to reach the arcane heaven realm. And if Lin Xian didn't reach the arcane heaven realm at that time, even the space attribute wouldn't be of much use. After all, the gap between the arcane body realm and the arcane heaven realm was too big. What's your current realm? Arcane body realm 2 stars. Lin Xian said without holding back. Alright. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Xiao Runing believed him. He shouldn't be strong anymore. And in the remaining half a month, Lin Xian would probably need to rest at home for a short period of time. In other words, he wouldn't have much time to go out and train. In other words, the possibility of him reaching the arcane heaven realm was extremely low. Chapter 121. Time and space weren't invincible. Within the same realm, they could make up for the difference of several levels, and even crush the opponent. However, once they were out of the same realm, they would require an extremely high level of control to be able to unleash a powerful force. Otherwise, it would be useless. Lin Xian was currently weak and couldn't go out. The others were training in the deeper areas of the demonic beast domain, which meant that they were killing higher-level demonic beasts. As for Lin Xian, he couldn't go too far, which meant that the demonic beasts he could kill were weaker and gave less experience. Moreover, Lin Xian was only at the arcane body realm, which was 9 stars away from the mysterious heaven realm. Thus, Xiao Runing felt that his chances weren't high. Alright, I'm not the kind of person who doesn't keep his words. If you can get first place, then I'll agree to it. However, I have to tell you that if you fail, you're not allowed to have any ideas about me in the future. Xiao Runing glared at Lin Xian. Alright, but I also have something to say. When the time comes, if I get first place, you're not allowed to go back on your words. Alright. Xiao Runing didn't believe it. He was at the arcane body realm 2 stars. He still needed to recuperate, and didn't have much time to train. Even if he went, the demonic beasts were still low level. It would be strange if he could reach the mysterious heaven realm. However, she didn't expect that one of her own students would actually have ideas about her. The key was that Xiao Runing couldn't resist the feeling of being unable to resist. Also, I still want to thank you. Not only did you save me, you also saved everyone. I will remember this life-saving grace, and will definitely repay you in the future. Xiao Runing slightly looked at Lin Xian and said. Lin Xian indifferently waved his hand and said, "What kind of relationship do we have? Do I need you to repay me for saving my girlfriend?" Xiao Runing. What are you saying? Xiao Runing glared at Lin Xian. Isn't it? Sooner or later. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said, "Scoundrel, be careful, or I'll tell your sister. Go ahead. If my sister knew that I managed to win you over, she might be even happier." Lin Xian laughed shamelessly. Xiao Runing rolled her eyes at Lin Xian, and did not continue the topic. Then, a blue book appeared in her hand. To be precise, it was an electronic device. This is the sword move I promised you when you helped me find the deep frost spirit crystal. Lin Xian took it. Earth stage 1 star? Lin Xian looked at Xiao Runing with his mouth agape, and then said, "Didn't you want to give me the elementary profound rank sword move? Why is it earth rank?" The difference between earth stage and profound stage was like heaven and earth. "I like it. Why do you care?" Xiao Runing said proudly, and then walked out. Lin Xian looked at her back, and couldn't help but smile. His heart felt warm, but he also understood that Xiao Runing was indeed extraordinary. She was only in the profound heaven realm, but she could casually give away an earth stage martial skill. She was definitely not ordinary. Then why would she be willing to be an ordinary teacher? Then, Lin Xian looked at the martial skill book. This was different from the one Miao Zhenghao gave to Lin Xian. Miao Zhenghao gave one that required one to practice, but the one given to Xiao Runing and Lin Xian was for ordinary warriors. Placing one's hand on it could directly enlighten one's cultivation. In fact, Lin Xian could accept it. After all, it was also an earth stage sword move. In other words, from now on Lin Xian, was also a person with a sword move. Thinking back to the woman who had met the netherworld flame lion in the wilderness, she had triggered a sword move quest for Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian had never met her again. As for who she was, he didn't know. Fortunately, the only good news for Lin Xian was that the quest didn't have a time limit or punishment. Otherwise, Lin Xian would have cried. However, he was also somewhat unwilling to accept it. The system's rewards were all very abnormal. Lin Xian thought that the sword move was at least an Earth Stage 5 star or above. It was a pity that it was gone just like that. Now that he had triggered a few confession quests, Lin Xian felt that those quests were low-level quests. Lin Xian even felt that they were very simple. Therefore, it was a pity that he couldn't find the person for that quest. Otherwise, he would definitely be able to complete it. Wouldn't the quest reward be at his fingertips? What a pity. Then, Lin Xian looked at the martial skill that Xiao Runing had given him. The name of the sword move was Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash. Just from the name alone, one could tell that it was quite powerful. However, what made Lin Xian quite moved was that Xiao Runing had actually specially helped him find a Thunder Attribute Earth Stage sword move. In fact, the majority of sword moves were attributeless, while sword moves with attributeless attributes were relatively rare. But at the same time, They were also more powerful. Not to mention Thunder attribute sword moves. It was enough to see how much effort Xiao Runing had put into this. Then, Lin Xian placed his hand on the screen. Ding! Obtaining Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash. Ding! Progress 10%. 20%. Ding! Ding! You have successfully learned the martial skill, Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash. After Lin Xian had successfully learned it, the device had already lost its effect. Lin Xian casually threw it into the trash can, and then checked the effects of the Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash. Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash. Grade, Earth Stage 1 star cost. 800 Thunder Attribute AoE Sword Move. It has the power of thunder and lightning, and can deal extremely powerful damage to the enemy. After activating it, the user's weapon will be affected by the power of thunder. The power of the attack will increase by 100% for 10 seconds. At the same time, the user can release the power of thunder within these 10 seconds. The sword energy of the Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash will cause 500% thunder damage to the target in front of the user. Lin Xian. To be honest, this was the first time he had seen the sword move's properties. He was very shocked. Although the Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash was an Earth Stage 1 star skill, its effects made Lin Xian very surprised. In fact, the Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash had two effects. After activating it, the user would inject the power of thunder into the sword. At this moment, the sword would not only contain the power of thunder, but it would also double the power. In other words, if Lin Xian could cut down a tree with one strike, he could cut down 2 trees with the Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash. This was actually equivalent to a buff skill. In addition, when the thunder in the sword was released, the Thunder Thousand Blaze Slash would cause 500% thunder damage. Why was Lin Xian so surprised? That was because the Earth Stage 8 star 5 Thunder Celestial Phenomenon could only cause 600% thunder damage. However, the Earth Stage 1 star Lightning Thousand Blaze Slash could cause 500% thunder damage. This did not mean that the 5 Thunder Celestial Phenomenon was weak. This was a sword move. A move released from the sword would naturally be much more powerful than a martial skill released by the user. This was very normal. However, he did not expect it to be so strong. Moreover, it could be seen that the spiritual energy consumption of the sword move was very terrifying. Earth Stage 1 star consumed 800 spiritual energy, while Earth Stage 8 star 5 Thunder Celestial Phenomenon consumed 300 spiritual energy. However, the effects achieved were different. Although it was only 500%, what if the sword itself was added to it? A profound stage spiritual weapon could increase a martial artist's combat power by 20 to 30%, not to mention Earth Stage spiritual weapons and Heaven Stage spiritual weapons. Chapter 122. In fact, in general, sword moves or martial techniques released from spirit tools would definitely be much more powerful than the martial techniques released directly by the user. Although it seemed like it was only 500%, the higher the grade of the spirit artifact, the higher this number would be. Awesome, awesome. Now I have all kinds of offensive martial techniques. As for the other weaker ones, I'll see if I can get them in the future. Oh right, Ling Ying's mission reward is also a martial technique. It's even a martial technique of unknown grade. I have to get that martial technique as soon as possible. So I have to get Ling Ying as soon as possible. Lin Xian muttered. Lin Xian actually felt that it should be quite easy for Ling Ying to confess successfully. After all, he had already entered the body. The most difficult step had already been completed, so it would definitely be very convenient. Then Lin Xian walked outside. Just as he was outside, he heard Linya asking if Ling Ying had a boyfriend. Cough cough. Lin Xian staggered. This Linya, why did she always want to sell him? I don't have one yet. Ling Ying was a little embarrassed as Linya grabbed his hand. Lin Xian was 21 years old. This Ling Ying was actually 1 year older than Lin Xian. As for Linya, she was only 2 years older than Ling Ying. She was 24 years old. Under normal circumstances, they didn't have any barriers between them. It was just like how Linya and Xiao Runing were good friends. And Ling Ying and Linya could also be good friends. But now, Perhaps it was because of Lin Xian. But Ling Ying felt like a little girl in front of Lin Ya. This was something that had never happened before. Yi Yi and Lu Yufan were young, only 17 years old. In the current era, the same class didn't mean that people of the same age would go to the same class. Age didn't have much to do with it. Most of it was related to strength. Even if you were 10 years old, if you reached the level of the advanced class, you could still go to the advanced class. Little fairy, let go of her, Lin Xian said with a smile. Lin Ya was slightly stunned. Then she looked at Lin Xian. Even if I let go, you won't be able to hold my hand. Lin Xian. Wah. You really aren't my biological sister. You're making me so sad. Lin Xian suddenly felt like he had been stabbed in the heart by Lin Ya. However, he didn't know that not only had he held these hands before, he had also held a pair of even more powerful things. Seeing Lin Xian's expression, Lin Ya couldn't help but laugh out loud. Perhaps it was because she was feeling happier today. Ling Ying felt embarrassed being held by Lin Ya. She felt nervous like she was meeting her boyfriend's parents. Heavens! Was this still her Ling Ying? Oh right. Xiao Runing thought of something and said to Lin Xian. Little Miao contacted me before to ask about you, but she didn't come. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh when he heard this. This little girl. She was still so arrogant. If she cared about him, then she cared about him. She still didn't come. However, he was still quite touched in his heart. Okay, I got it. During Lin Xian's incident, Miao Xiaomiao tried to contact Lin Xian, but she couldn't reach him because Lin Xian's phone was broken and his number was changed. Therefore, Miao Xiaomiao couldn't reach him. This little Miao is? Lin Ya looked at Xiao Runing curiously. Oh, she's Lin Xian's companion when he went to Deep Cold Valley. She's a little girl 14 years old. Xiao Runing specifically emphasized the 14-year-old. She realized that Lin Ya was a little obsessed, always wanting to find a girlfriend for Lin Xian. I see. Hearing that she was 14, Lin Ya gave up. She was too young. After that, they sat on the sofa and ate fruits, drank tea and chatted. 2 hours passed. Lu Yufan, Yi Yi, and Ling Ying didn't know why, but they didn't feel bored at all. They just sat there drinking tea, eating food, watching television and chatting. They had a lot to talk about. Ling Ying also became more talkative, and the girls laughed happily. Lin Xian glanced at them. He was still fantasizing in his heart. This group of girls might become his harem in the future. Now that he had built up his relationship with them, it would be very convenient in the future. After all, Lin Xian was a man who wanted to be a jerk. Why would he be a saint? If he liked her, he would do it. If they didn't give him a chance, he would force it. Big sister Yaya, look at him. He's probably thinking about something naughty again. His eyes are drifting. Lu Yufan tugged at Lin Ya's arm and pointed at Lin Xian. That's right. Lin Xian was currently imagining himself with a group of beauties in bikinis, sunbathing on the beach in Donkey Difference. One of them would bring him water, one would peel fruits for him, and one would massage his legs. Oh my God! What a life of immortality! The girls looked at the silly Lin Xian, who was about to drool with disdain. He's definitely thinking about something not suitable for children. Yi Yi made a sound of disdain. Lin Ya knocked Lin Xian's head, and Lin Xian immediately returned to reality. What are you thinking about? Lin Xian looked at the girls' gazes and wiped his saliva. He coughed dryly and hurriedly said, I was just rehearsing a battle scene in my mind. I can't help it. I'm such a hardworking person. Lin Xian couldn't possibly tell them that he was imagining them in bikinis. No matter what Lin Xian said, they wouldn't believe him. It's getting late. I'll go back first. Don't forget the day after tomorrow. Xiao Runing smiled at Lin Ya. Are you leaving now? It's almost dinner time. If you don't have anything else to do, you can go back after dinner. I'll send you off. Okay. Miss Xiao, let's go after dinner. Lu Yufan didn't want to leave. She liked Lin Ya very much. In fact, Yi Yi and the others didn't want to leave either. At first, they were restrained, but after chatting with Lin Ya for so long, they felt that Lin Xian's older sister was very charming and likable. What about you guys? Xiao Runing looked at Ling Ying and Yi Yi. Yi Yi said, I'm fine with anything. Just tell your family. Ling Ying said. Then I'll have to trouble you, Sister Yaya. But I'll help make dinner tonight. Little Ying, how's your cooking? Little Xian is very picky, Lin Ye said with a smile. Yes, yes. Senior Ling Ying. Yi and I have become picky after eating Sister Yaya and Miss Zhao's food, Lu Yufan said with a smile. Ling Ying smiled and said, It's okay. I usually cook by myself, so it shouldn't be a problem. That's good. Let's go buy some groceries first. Tonight, we'll make some ingenious dishes, how about it? Xiao Runing asked. Okay. Then the three of them went grocery shopping. The groceries Lin Ye bought were enough for her and Lin Xian to eat for 2 days. But there were 6 of them in the afternoon, so they basically finished it all. They could still make dinner, but it wasn't enough. Only Lin Xian and the 2 girls were left at home. Hee hee. Lin Xian rubbed his hands and looked at the 2 girls with a smirk. Chapter 123. Lu Yufan and Yi Yi's hearts skipped a beat when they saw Lin Xian's wretched expression of an uncle looking at a little lowly. Lin Xian wouldn't take advantage of the fact that they weren't here, and that this was his house to do something dirty to them, right? Looking at his expression and the free and easy, tui, wretched aura between his brows, it seemed like it. What are you doing? Yi Yi shielded Lu Yufan behind her and looked at Lin Xian with fear and vigilance. What do you think? Now that there's no one else here, can't I do whatever I want to you 2 weak women? Lin Xian smirked. Lin Xian, you bad guy. Lu Yufan ran in front of Yi Yi and pointed at Lin Xian. If there's anything, come at me. Don't touch Yi. No. I want to protect you. Yi Yi pulled Lu Yufan's small hand and said. No, it's always Yi protecting me. This time, I want to protect you. Lin Xian, if there's anything, come at me. Lin Xian. No, it seemed like the 2 girls were protecting each other, but from Lin Xian's point of view, it felt like the 2 girls wanted him to do it himself. Lin Xian felt that Yi Yi's meaning was, Lin Xian, if you want to defile me, defile me. Lu Yufan was also anxious to let Lin Xian defile her. It seemed like she was waiting for Lin Xian to defile her instead of protecting him. He was probably wrong. Okay, I won't mess around with you guys. Even if I have evil intentions, I'm afraid I can't even beat the 2 of you. How can I use force? Lin Xian shook his head and sat on the sofa. Yi Yi and Lu Yufan looked at each other. The 2 girls actually saw the same expression in each other's eyes. The 2 of them understood each other's intentions. Lu Yufan puffed out her not-so-big chest and revealed a sly smile. Then, she and Yi Yi sat on either side of Lin Xian. Oh right, you're useless now. You can't beat me in Yi. Thump. This time, it was Lin Xian's turn. He felt that Lu Yufan's sly expression was very common, but when he saw the same expression on Yi Yi's face, Lin Xian felt that something bad was about to happen. What do you want? Lin Xian asked in a weak voice. Yi, go. Then, Lu Yufan directly pounced on Lin Xian and pressed him down on the sofa. Yi Yi didn't know what was going on either. Perhaps she released her natural instincts and joined in with Lu Yufan. Then, the 2 beautiful girls and Lin Xian wrestled together. Who told you to always bully me and Yi in the past? Now you can't beat us. I'll bite you. Yi, hold his legs down. No, I'll buy a disc. Ding successfully encountered Lu Yufan's Mimi. Scumbag man value plus 300000. Ding successfully encountered Yi Yi's butt. Scumbag man value plus 250000. Ding! Amidst the chaos, Lin Xian swore that he definitely didn't touch those places on purpose. When the 3 of them wrestled together, who could stop their hands from touching those vital parts? The 2 girls seemed to be having so much fun with Lin Xian that they didn't even notice that Lin Xian had taken advantage of them in the midst of their tussle. 30 seconds later, Lin Xian stopped struggling. He was lying on the sofa with Yi Yi sitting on his legs. Lu Yufan was actually sitting somewhere on him, and didn't even notice it. Her hands were controlling Lin Xian's hands. You called the wrong name. Otherwise, I won't let you go. Lu Yufan's little face was red, because she was tired from messing around with Lin Xian. At this moment, the 2 girls were very happy. Usually Lin Xian bullied them to death. Now it was finally their turn to bully Lin Xian. Give up. I will never give in to a woman. Lin Xian looked like he would rather die than give in. But at this moment, he was extremely happy. Naughty. Lu Yufan sat down hard, trying to make Lin Xian feel the weight and admit defeat. Then she suddenly realized something. What is this thing? It's dead. She twisted her little butt. There was something protruding out of it. It was bulging and seemed to be getting bigger. Ah! Yi, who was sitting at the back, calmed down and suddenly realized where Lu Yufan was sitting. She quickly got down from Lin Xian's lap out of shyness and sat at the side to tidy up her messy hair. What? Lu Yufan didn't realize anything. She lifted her little butt and reached down with her right hand to grab it. Lin Xian then let out a sound that came from his soul. Ding! Egg-holding attack from Miss Non-Girlfriend. Combined with host's physical and mental comfort. Scumbag value plus 880,000. At that moment, Lu Yufan seemed to be petrified. Ah! A scream that almost pierced Lin Xian's eardrums sounded. Then, Lu Yufan quickly jumped down and ran into Yi Yi's arms. She buried her little head in it and rubbed it. It's over, it's over. Not only did she sit on top of Lin Xian and feel the whole process of him turning from small to big, she even held him with her hand. One must know that Lin Xian was wearing pajamas. It was very loose and soft. Just now, she felt as if there was no cloth between them. She even felt a trace of warmth. She was about to cry. Female pervert. Lin Xian sat up and said faintly. His expression was still very bitter. Lu Yufan. Yi. Ding. Sensed Lu Yufan's bashfulness. Scumbag value plus 200,000. Ding. Sensed Yi Yi's displeasure. Scumbag value plus 100,000. Just by messing around for a while, Lin Xian received 1,000,000 scumbag value. But that was not important. Just now it felt so good. Lin Xian really wanted to say to Lu Yufan, little cutie, hold my hand again. Whoa, I don't have the face to see anyone. Lu Yufan buried her little head in Yi Yi's chest and did not dare to come out. It was too embarrassing, too embarrassing. The key point was that she could not blame Lin Xian. It was not Lin Xian who asked her to hold his hand. It was clearly her. But the most infuriating thing was that this Lin Xian actually called her a female pervert. Wah! She cried. It's okay. Yi Yi comforted Lu Yufan. In her heart, she did not feel indignant for Lu Yufan. Instead, she felt a slight sense of loss. It was like something that belonged to her was taken away by someone else. Although it was not strong, it definitely existed. However, Yi Yi did not seem to care about her own feelings. It's okay? Who said it's okay? Lin Xian was not happy at this time. My innocence is gone. What do you think I should do? Wah! Hearing Lin Xian's words, Lu Yufan directly cried out. Ding! Made a big sister cry. Scumbag value plus 200,000. Lin Xian. Chapter 124. It couldn't be, could it? He was wronged. He was taken advantage of. He, Lin Xian, was defiled by a female hooligan. Why was this girl crying? Lin Xian stopped talking. Fan is crying. Yi Yi didn't know what to say. Okay. I won't talk about it. It's my fault. Can you stop crying if I hold your hand again? Lu Yufan. Wah! Lin Xian. Yi Yi rubbed her forehead. Crazy. Without an adult in the house, she was going crazy. Ding. Lu Yufan's favorability towards you plus 5. Ding. Lu Yufan's favorability towards you minus 5. Lin Xian. What the hell was this fluctuating favorability increase and decrease? Did you like holding my hand or not? If you liked me, why did you decrease the favorability? But if you didn't like me, why did you increase the favorability? In the end, the fluctuating favorability increased by 3 points. It actually increased by 3 points. Was it because their relationship had improved, and Lin Xian's chances of confessing were higher? Lin Xian felt that this atmosphere was especially suitable for confessing. However, with Yi Yi around, it wouldn't work. Okay. Little girl, nothing happened. Don't cry. Lin Xian was helpless. This little girl was so fragile. After all, she wasn't mature yet. Last time, she couldn't help but cry after being scolded by Ling Ying. However, this was precisely what made her cute. If Lin Xian cried like this, he would feel that something was wrong. Hearing Lin Xian's comforting words, Lu Yufan raised her head and wiped the tears from her eyes. She was so shy that she didn't dare to look at Lin Xian. Then you can't tell anyone. I won't. Swear it. I swear, I won't say anything, okay? Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. You're not allowed to laugh. Lu Yufan's small mouth twitched, as if she was about to cry again. Lin Xian immediately regained his serious expression. I won't laugh. Lu Yufan wiped his tears again. All right, here, have an apple. Lin Xian grinned and handed Lu Yufan an apple. Thank you. Lu Yufan took it and took a bite. Ding. The weakened state is slowly being lifted. It is estimated that it will be completely lifted in 5 hours. At this moment, a system notification popped up in Lin Xian's mind. Then he felt his strength suddenly increase by a lot. Finally, the weakened state of the battle god's intent had been officially lifted. Lin Xian felt that his previous weakened state was a little too exaggerated. He felt that it might be, because his body had withstood the power of a domain realm cultivator, that he shouldn't have been able to withstand. But now he could accept it. But I have a question for you. Lin Xian then looked at Lu Yufan with a serious expression. What? Is it big? Ha ha ha. Lin Xian laughed and ran away. Lu Yufan. Yee. Ah. I want to kill someone. I want to kill someone. Lu Yufan was going crazy. Calm down, Fan Fan, calm down. The happier Lin Xian is if you're like this too. Yi restrained Lu Yufan. What will he so bad? Lu Yufan said pitifully. However, after she calmed down, she really thought about it. She couldn't help but clench her fists. Was it big? How would she know? How would she know if it was big? After Linya and the others finished shopping, and came back from shopping, they saw Lin Xian and the other two sitting on the sofa harmoniously. The three of them were holding their phones and playing games. Wow! Lin Xian, you're so bad! Lu Yufan exclaimed. I don't have any strength in my hands, so. Lin Xian hurriedly explained. Damn it! He rarely played games, okay? He didn't have the time to do so. These two girls were bored and dragged him to play games. If they wanted to play, so be it. But they kept saying that he was bad. If it weren't for the two girls here, and Lu Yufan alone, Lin Xian felt that he would press her down on the sofa and force himself on her. Who told you to keep talking? Okay, it's not your fault. Lu Yufan said softly. Littling, play with them first. Rest for a while before you make dinner. Linya said to Ling Ying. Okay. Then, Ling Ying sat beside them. Senior Ling Ying, do you want to play? We're missing one person. Yi looked at Ling Ying and asked. Ling Ying indeed found that she had nothing to do for the time being. She nodded. Okay. This game is very simple. I have it on my phone too. Ling Ying said. I didn't expect Senior Ling Ying to play it too. Since we're all dead, let's invite Senior Ling Ying to join us. Lu Yufan said with a grin. Give me a lollipop. Lin Xian reached out to Ling Ying. Ling Ying rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Then, she took out a strawberry-flavored lollipop and handed it to Lin Xian. Then the four of them lined up. The afternoon and night passed by very quickly. Even when they were about to leave, the girls still felt like they hadn't had enough of it yet. They felt that it wasn't as boring as before. They wanted to play for a while more, but there was thunder outside, and it might rain soon. So they left in a hurry. Phew! Linya lay on the sofa and let out a long sigh. However, she still had a smile on her face. Little fairy, have a glass of water. You've worked hard cooking. Lin Xian brought a glass of water over. Linya smiled at Lin Xian. In fact, Lin Xian felt that today was the day that Linya smiled the most. He could tell that she was very happy. I won't drink for now. Little Xian, there's something I want to ask you. Lin Xian sat down beside Linya and nodded. What is it? Between Fan Fan and Yi, who do you like more? Linya looked at Lin Xian and asked seriously. Lin Xian touched his nose. What was this girl trying to do? I like both, okay? Of course not. You have to choose the one you like the most. Then my favorite. Lin Xian pretended to ponder. Then he said, I like Little Fairy the most. Linya. Ding. Sense Linya's shyness. Scumbag value plus 10,000. Go away. You're joking. I'm talking about serious matters. I'm quite satisfied with both of them. Choose one. Lin Xian. Little fairy, even if I choose them they won't choose me. No, no, no. Miss Xiao said that both of them are interested in you. Lin Xian. What does she know? Lin Xian said helplessly. Linya said seriously. I observed them today, and felt that what she said was quite right. They are all very beautiful and well-mannered. You need to be very lucky to be able to find such a girlfriend. When the time comes, get it done as soon as possible, okay? Lin Xian. Then I want to ask a question. Go ahead. Before that, can I get little fairy into my bag? Lin Xian grinned. Chapter 125. When Linya heard Lin Xian's words, she reached out and pinched Lin Xian's ear. Don't you dare have any ideas about me. I won't. Anyway, I've already made up my mind. I've made up my mind. After all, you've seen me naked, so you have to be responsible for me. Linya. I'm your sister. What's wrong with me seeing you naked? Linya let go of Lin Xian and rolled her eyes at him. There's a big problem. I'm still a virgin. You've seen me naked, so you have to give me an explanation. I don't care. I'm going to see you naked sooner or later. Linya. I'm not talking to you anymore. You're getting more and more shameless. I'm going to sleep. Linya glared at Lin Xian and walked away. This brat actually wanted to see her naked. When Linya returned to her room, she touched her burning face. Why was she so shy? Knock, knock, knock. Lin Xian knocked on her door, then pushed it open and walked in. What are you doing? At that moment, Linya thought that Lin Xian wanted to do something to her. A little fairy. Why are you looking at me like I'm a bad guy? Linya. Because you're trying to do something to me. Hee hee. Lin Xian grinned and said. Then little fairy, if I do something overboard to you, will you be angry? Linya. She naturally knew what Lin Xian's words meant. This brat couldn't really be here to rape her, right? If that was the case, should she resist? Should she resist? But after all, he's been single for 21 years. He's a normal man. And I'm also very pretty. It's normal for him to want to do something to me. In that case, why don't I fulfill his wish? It can also be considered as me, his elder sister, doing something for her younger brother, who has been single for so long, and is a normal man. In any case, it was better for Lin Xian to take advantage of other men. Pay. Linya hurriedly shook her little head. Crazy. She actually wanted to help Lin Xian. She. The system notification in Lin Xian's mind exploded once again. Little fairy, what are you thinking about? Nothing. Linya quickly came back to her senses, her pretty face flushed red. Why aren't you sleeping? Linya looked at Lin Xian and asked. Oh, I just wanted to tell you that I should be able to recover tomorrow. I'll go to school tomorrow. Linya frowned slightly. He's recovered? Why couldn't she get rid of the feeling of being together with Lin Xian all day long? Yeah, what else do you think I'm going to do? Rape you? Linya. Go to hell. Linya glared at Lin Xian. Ha ha ha. Lin Xian laughed loudly. In fact, Lin Xian felt that the more dirty their interactions were, the less grudges there would be between them. It would definitely help him push Linya down in the future. I'm going to sleep, you should hurry and rest too. Linya walked up and helped Lin Xian adjust his pajamas, then said, Change your pajamas, you've been wearing them for a few days. Little fairy. Lin Xian suddenly grabbed her wrist and looked into her eyes. What's wrong? How about I sleep with you tonight? Lin Xian suddenly grinned. Go to hell. Hurry and go back to sleep. No. Didn't we sleep together in the past? Also, it's thundering outside. Lin Xian looked out the window and said. Linya followed his gaze and saw a flash of lightning in the sky. Linya quivered. She had been afraid of thunder since she was young, because she had a psychological trauma. When she was very young, she played in the orphanage, and there was thunder in the sky. However, before it started to rain, a bolt of lightning suddenly struck beside her. It didn't cause any harm to Linya, but from then on, she was traumatized. This trauma from when she was young was hard to erase. Later on, every time there was thunder, Linya would turn on the lights and cover herself with the blanket. She would listen to music and sleep with her headphones plugged in her ears. However, Linya's sleep quality was actually not good. Even if there was light at night, she couldn't sleep well, so it was quite difficult for her. After that, of course, Lin Xian hadn't transmigrated yet. Every time there was thunder, Linya would sleep with Lin Xian. Of course, it was just sleeping. Until Lin Xian was 13 years old. Linya felt that Lin Xian had grown up, and it wasn't good for him to be like this. Only then did she give up. Lin Xian naturally knew this. It just so happened that there was thunder today. He felt that it was a good opportunity. Lin Xian couldn't let this beautiful sister fall into the hands of other men. He was very selfish, but he felt that what he did was right. I'm not afraid of thunder anymore. Linya said softly. Don't think I don't know you. Don't worry, it's just like before, okay? Lin Xian scratched Linya's delicate nose. Then go change into your pajamas first. You've been wearing them for a few days. You're not allowed to get on my bed. Hearing Linya's words, Lin Xian's heart was bursting with joy. Oh ho! I'll be right back. Then Lin Xian ran into his room like a wisp of smoke. Linya sat on the edge of her bed. Her beautiful face was boiling hot. She was thinking about something in her heart. Just treat it like many years ago. Nothing much. And just like that. A minute later, Lin Xian hugged his pillow and ran in like a wisp of smoke. Then he closed the door. Linya was still sitting on the edge of the bed. However, she had already changed into a set of pink pajamas. She was so beautiful that it was sickening. It was already raining heavily outside. Lin Xian felt that the heavens were helping him. In this season of autumn, there were actually very few thunderstorms. However, it just so happened that it was raining heavily at this time. It's so ugly. Linya looked at Lin Xian's pajamas and said faintly. This pajamas was the only one that Lin Xian bought for himself. The others were all bought for him by Linya. It's okay, as long as I'm handsome. Lin Xian grinned. Then he sat beside Linya. His head moved closer to Linya's ear and sniffed. Linya's delicate body trembled. Little fairy, you smell so good. Lin Xian smiled. Linya turned her head and looked at Lin Xian. She said, the premise is that just like before, you're not allowed to move around. I won't move around. This was like a man and a woman going to have a date. The woman said that he couldn't touch her, and the man agreed. However, did the agreement count? Was it possible for him to just rub and not go in? Even though he said that, he had already done it. What else was there to say? It's getting late, let's sleep. Lin Xian said. Then he went to turn off the lights. Don't turn off the lights. Linya hurriedly said. What's wrong? There's thunder. Lin Xian smiled dotingly. I say, little fairy, it's different this time. In the past, you didn't turn off the lights when there was thunder. However, this time, I'm here, so you don't have to turn on the lights. And that's true. Linya blushed. Then she crawled under the covers. Lin Xian then turned off the lights and got on the bed. She even prepared 2 blankets to separate him. Lin Xian decisively crawled under Linya's covers. Linya. Chapter 126. Lin Xian raised his eyebrows when he heard Lu Yufan's words. Oh, so you're saying that I can choose one of you to be my girlfriend and you'll agree, right? Did I say that? Lu Yufan blinked her big eyes. That's what I meant. Of course not. You have to meet our requirements for a boyfriend before we agree to be your girlfriend. Isn't that right, Yi? Yi nodded. Did I meet your requirements? Lin Xian looked at her with a smile. You're still far from it, Lu Yufan hurriedly said. Women don't mean what they say. Yi, don't you think she means what she says? Yi rolled her eyes at Lin Xian, then pulled Lu Yufan and said, Fan, let's ignore him. We'll be bullied by him again. Yes. At this moment a little fatty ran in. Big brother Xian. Wang Fugui immediately rushed over and hugged Lin Xian. Men shouldn't touch each other. Get off. Lin Xian pushed Wang Fugui away. Wang Fugui chuckled. Big brother Xian, you're too awesome. You saved the entire 10th class. You're too awesome. I really wanted to visit you at your house, but I didn't know where your house was, and I couldn't contact you on my phone. So Big Brother Xian, don't blame me for not visiting you, Wang Fugui said guiltily. Lin Xian sighed and said, but Yi and the others went to visit me. You're one of the few friends of the same sex in the Sky Martial Court. I'm very sad that you didn't visit me. Big Brother Xian, I'm sorry. I really wanted to visit you. Wang Fugui wasn't lying. Yi and the others had only gone to visit Lin Xian yesterday, and Lin Xian's contact information had changed. Wang Fugui didn't have it, and he didn't have Yi's contact information, so he couldn't contact them. Don't say anything else. Yi and the others brought me a lot of consolation gifts. It's not too late for you to make up for it now. I don't blame you. That's good, that's good. Wang Fugui then took out his phone. Older brother Xian, give me your Baibao QR code, I'll scan it. Then, Lin Xian took out his phone and opened his QR code. We've received 1 million yuan from Jibao. Yi. Lu Yufan. Older brother Xian, this is my pocket money for a week. I'll give it all to you. Just treat it as a consolation gift from your younger brother. Don't take offense. Lin Xian gulped. F***ck. Rich and willful. The Wang family was the richest family in Tianhua City. No, to be precise, the company in Tianhua City was just a branch of the Wang family. The extent of the Wang family's wealth was unimaginable. The reason why Wang Fugui and his family came to Tianhua City was because it was the closest to the demonic beast domain. A lot of their company's business was actually to hire people to collect things like crystals in the demonic beast domain. It was equivalent to Tianhua City being their Wang family's supply channel. So this was also a very important place. 1 million yuan was Wang Fugui's pocket money for a week. This was just pure pocket money, which meant that his monthly pocket money alone was 4 million yuan. It was estimated to be 5 million yuan. This day's pocket money was equivalent to Lin Ye's company's net profit for a month. Who could withstand this? It was a pity that their company had nothing to do with Lin Ye's company's business. Otherwise, Lin Xian would have wanted his father's company to cooperate with Lin Ye's company. It's all right. I forgive you. Hee. Wang Fugui happily scratched his head. That brother Xian. About Jun. Wang Fugui said somewhat embarrassedly. After so many days you haven't made any progress? Lin Xian asked curiously. This? Wang Fugui sat in the seat in front of Lin Xian and said, Brother Xian, you also know that I'm shy when I meet a girl I like. These days, I've only bought her food and milk tea. Did she accept it? Lin Xian asked. No, I didn't buy it after that. Lin Xian. Damn it. No wonder this Wang Fugui was still single despite being so rich. It would be strange if he wasn't single. Lin Xian really wanted to help this matter. After all, he had already accepted Wang Fugui's money. It wouldn't be right if he didn't help. However, it seemed like it would be a little difficult. If Lu Junjun wasn't a gold digger, then according to Wang Fugui's situation, it was basically hopeless. As for Lin Xian, he had 2 million on him now. He might not be able to use this money for the time being, but it wasn't certain. Therefore, he didn't give it to Lin Ye. The Junjun you're talking about, is it Lu Junjun? Lu Yufan suddenly asked. Yes, do you know Sister Fan Fan? Lin Xian. Although Lu Yufan wasn't old and Wang Fugui was older than her, Lu Yufan used to be quite famous in Tianhua Academy. Firstly, she was the school belle. Secondly, she had a temper. Everyone in the underworld would call her Sister Fan Fan, regardless of whether they were older or younger than her. In the past, Lin Xian could indeed feel Lu Yufan's valiance. She had directly smashed the desks and chairs in Class 10. She was indeed quite powerful. However, now that her relationship with Lin Xian had improved, she showed more of the gentleness of a little girl to Lin Xian. I didn't know her before, but I got to know her 2 days ago. Ah, that's, Lu Yufan said. Didn't something happen a few days ago when I was training in the demonic beast domain? Although I wasn't injured, my family insisted on taking me to the hospital for a checkup. I met Lu Junjun at the hospital. Something seemed to have happened to her family, and they are now hospitalized. At that time, she was crying very sadly. I remember seeing her, so I went to comfort her a few times. What happened? Wang Fuguei hurriedly asked. Lu Junjun's father was seriously injured in the beast domain, and almost didn't make it back. His injuries were quite serious. I think he was poisoned. Anyway, I heard that it was very troublesome. His life could be delayed, but he might not be able to save it. How could this be? Wang Fuguei muttered. No wonder Junjun didn't come to school these 2 days. Wang Fuguei suddenly understood. Lin Xian then patted Wang Fuguei's shoulder and said, I think that this might be an opportunity for you. If you can stand up for her when she is at her weakest, she will have special feelings for you. That's right. Girls are like this. For example, if you save her, she will have a good impression of you. It will be very easy for her to fall in love with you. Lu Yufan said. Oh, then if I save the two of you, will you also fall in love with me? Lin Xian suddenly raised his eyebrows. Go to hell, big hooligan. Lu Yufan spat. Yi Yi nodded repeatedly. TSK. Lin Xian didn't continue this topic and then asked Wang Fuguei, how is Lu Junjun's family? Average. Brother Xian, why are you asking this? Chapter 127. Lin Xian thought for a moment and said, you have to remember that your advantage is money. You have money. Even if the other party isn't a gold digger, if her family isn't doing too well, she'll have to spend a lot of money to treat her injuries. You can try to help her, but remember, help her secretly and don't let her know. When the time comes, I'll beat around the bush and let her know that you're the one who paid for her family's medical expenses. That way she'll appreciate you. On the other hand, if you deliberately let her know that you're paying for her family's medical expenses, she'll dislike you. Damn. Brother Xian, you're really a Casanova. It's like a hero saving a beauty. I let someone harass the girl, and then I'll be the hero saving the beauty. It's the same logic, right? Lin Xian smiled and nodded. The child can be taught. Hey, is it really okay for the two of you to plan such a despicable trick in front of us? Lu Yufan rolled her eyes at Lin Xian and said. Lin Xian looked at her and said, despicable? I don't think so. If Fuguei was an ignorant and incompetent young master, I would never encourage him. But he's not, and he's very simple. I only know that as long as Lu Junjun likes him, the two of them will live happily. This. Lu Yufan and Yi Yi weren't familiar with Wang Fuguei. Although he was relatively timid, he wasn't a scumbag. With his character here, he would indeed be happy. Of course, the premise was that the girl had to like him. As far as I know, Junjun shouldn't be a gold digger. Otherwise, with her appearance, it would have been easy for her to find a rich boyfriend. So if you want to succeed, you must be sincere and sincere. Also, Lu Yufan thought for a moment and looked at Wang Fuguei and said, also from now on, you need to try your best to lose weight. Lose weight? Wang Fuguei rubbed his fat tummy and revealed a distressed expression. I know you've tried to lose weight many times, but if you can't even lose weight for the woman you love, how can you say you love her? Lin Xian looked at Lu Yufan. This chick seemed to know a lot, but Lin Xian felt that it was quite reasonable. Hearing Lu Yufan's words, Wang Fuguei seemed to have made an important decision. Sister Fanfan, you're right. If I really like Junjun, I can't even lose weight for her. How can I say that I like her? Wang Fuguei said firmly. That's right. Think about it. Although some girls don't care about their appearance, you don't deserve Junjun. So work hard to lose weight, and then you can be handsome. Yes. I'll go to the hospital now and quietly help Junjun's family pay the bill. When I come back, I'll work hard to lose weight. Wang Fuguei said firmly. Go ahead, Tianhua City First People's Hospital. Yes, goodbye Sister Fanfan, Sister Yi and Brother Xian. After speaking, Wang Fuguei excitedly ran away. Lu Yufan looked at Lin Xian with a proud expression and said, did you see that? I taught this child myself. I taught him too, okay? Lin Xian rolled his eyes. I can make him lose weight for love. Can you? Lu Yufan said proudly. Lin Xian. But thinking about how many of us helped Wang Fuguei come up with a plan to chase Lu Junjun, she's also quite pitiful. Yi Yi said with some pity. After all, Lin Xian even set a scheme for Wang Fugue. Lu Yufan thought about it and said, if Wang Fugue was a bad person, we definitely wouldn't help him. Instead, we'd tell Junjun. But he really likes Junjun and he's a good person. As long as he can chase Junjun, as long as Junjun agrees, he'll be happy. That's why we helped him. Lin Xian laughed. Don't act like you know everything. May I ask if you've ever had a boyfriend? Lu Yufan. No. I haven't eaten pork, but I haven't seen a pig run. Lu Yufan pouted cutely. Then you wouldn't understand. Little girl, you think you've been through hundreds of battles. Then may I ask if you have a girlfriend? Lu Yufan didn't fear Lin Xian at all and asked. Lin Xian. I do. Lin Xian said. Who? Lu Yufan asked in surprise. You. Lu Yufan. Ding. Felt Lu Yufan's shyness, scumbag value plus 10,000. Ding. Felt Yi's displeasure, scumbag value plus 10,000. Ding. Lu Yufan's favorability towards you plus 1. I'm ignoring you. Lu Yufan's face flushed red as she ran to the side and sat down to play with her phone. At this time, people ran over one after another. Sistery, this is pudding milk tea. Brother Xian, pudding milk tea is here. Brother Xian. Lin Xian. Looking at the 20 cups of pudding milk tea on the table, Lin Xian began to doubt his life. Damn, you all bought it one by one? Yeah, didn't Brother Xian say that Sister Yi wanted to drink milk tea? But you can't buy so much. Hee. They scratched their heads and smiled embarrassedly. He felt that if they could do something small to repay Lin Xian, he would feel a little better. The morning passed quickly. They spent the whole morning studying theoretical knowledge. From time to time, people would come to class 10, the intermediate class, and even the advanced class. They were all here to see Lin Xian. They wanted to see what Lin Xian, who had stirred up a storm in the Sky Martial Court and saved dozens of people with his spatial attribute, looked like. Spatial attribute. When he possessed this attribute, he was destined to have an extraordinary life. Everyone was envious of him. Oh no. Lin Xian and Yi were playing games on their phones in class 10. It was a sweet moment. Then, Lu Yufan ran in while shouting, "What's wrong?" Lin Xian and Yi looked at her at the same time. Phew. Lu Yufan took a deep breath and hurriedly said, Qin Xiaotian is back. Of course, she was talking to Yi. Lin Xian tightened his grip on his phone when he heard the name. He's back? He's finally back. Oh, Yi replied. Hey Yi, Qin Xiaotian is your number one pursuer. You usually avoid him. Why are you so calm this time? Lu Yufan asked in surprise. Yi said, There's nothing to avoid. Isn't Qin Xiaotian very outstanding? Why didn't you agree to his pursuit? Why are you still avoiding him? Yi said helplessly. If I don't like him, then I don't like him. So what if he's outstanding? I'm avoiding him because... Yi thought about it but did not say it. I know. It's because Qin Xiaotian treats Yi very well, but Yi doesn't like him. That's why she's avoiding him. No, it's because Yi likes me. Isn't that right, dear? Lin Xian grinned at Yi. Chapter 128. Since Qin Xiaotian was back, Lin Xian felt that there was a need for him to meet up with him. Yi rolled her eyes at Lin Xian cutely and said, I won't like a pig trotter. Lin Xian said, a woman who doesn't mean what she says. But where's Qin Xiaotian now? Lin Xian asked. He just came back and went to the advanced class. I think he's sharing some things with Senior Ling Ying and Senior Han Chuxua. They often go deep into the demonic beast domain, so they'll talk to each other about anything. All right, I'll go and take a look. Hey, Lin Xian. Yi called out to Lin Xian. What's wrong? Why are you going there? Yi asked worriedly. Why can't I go there? I'm going there to see how the outstanding warriors of our Sky Martial Court look like. Lin Xian grinned and walked away. Lu Yufan and Yi looked at each other. Then, Lu Yufan asked softly, Yi, do you think Lin Xian went there to show off his power to Qin Xiaotian? Huh, they don't even know each other. Why would he show off his power to him? Yi asked puzzled. Lin Xian likes you. Qin Xiaotian likes you too. So Lin Xian went there to show off his power. Isn't that normal? Don't talk nonsense. Who said Lin Xian likes me? Yi suddenly blushed. That's right. Lu Yufan said honestly. When we first met Lin Xian at Tianhua Academy, he confessed to you and said that he likes you in front of everyone. After that, he even beat up Qin Xiaotian's lackey Bai Yuntao. He definitely likes you. Although Lu Yufan felt uncomfortable saying that, she still felt that Lin Xian liked Yi more than her. Lin Xian had never said anything about liking her. Instead, he had said it to Yi many times. Was it because of her small breasts? Lu Yufan subconsciously touched her own breasts. Actually, they weren't that small. That was Lin Xian's joke. How could he take it seriously? Yi mumbled. She was also very conflicted. Back then, Lin Xian had confessed to her so many times. Was it a joke or was it true? If it was true, why hadn't he confessed to her in such a long time? They were just friends. It was actually very simple. Back then, the confession was purely a mission for Lin Xian. Now that the mission was over, there was no need for Lin Xian to continue confessing to Yi. Unless Yi started another mission that resulted in a successful confession, Lin Xian would consider it. Of course it's true. Yi, you're so beautiful. Even Qin Xiaotian was mesmerized by you. It's normal for Lin Xian to like you. Fan, you're still saying that. You're also very beautiful. I think Lin Xian might like you more. Ah, Lu Yufan was stunned. Why do you say that? Yi thought for a moment and said, think about it. When you were bullied by Jiang Tianhao, Lin Xian was very angry. He even beat Jiang Tianhao up because of you, so. Hearing Yi's words, Lu Yufan's heart was filled with joy. That's because we're friends, Lu Yufan said softly. Sister Fan, that's not right. A boy suddenly appeared from the side. He was Lin Xian's follower, He Xiangxiang. He could be considered a follower, but in class 10, he was the one who helped Lin Xian the most. You heard everything? Lu Yufan glared at He Xiangxiang. Ahem, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't hear the beginning, but I heard the end, He Xiangxiang said. Then tell me, what's wrong with what I said? He Xiangxiang said. Sister Fan, between a man and a woman, let me tell you this. There's no such thing as pure friendship. Those things like being friends are all nonsense. When a man becomes friends with a woman, it's all because he wants to fuck her. Of course, it might not be absolute, but 99% of it is definitely like that. So Brother Xian definitely likes you. After hearing He Xiangxiang's words, Lu Yufan was secretly happy. On the other hand, Yi was disappointed. Are you like that too? Lu Yufan asked again. If I were a man. No, I mean as a man, I would be like that too. He Xiangxiang said. I treated him as a friend, but he actually wanted to fuck me. Lu Yufan said cutely with her hands on her waist. Although she said that, she was secretly happy in her heart. So she wasn't that bad after all. The advanced class was a rather special place. Of course, it was only special for experts like Ling Ying. This was because there was a beautiful back garden for them to rest in. It was very beautiful with all kinds of beautiful flowers. Usually, it was raised by Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. Other than the two of them, there were also a few of the strongest experts in the Sky Martial Court who could enter, such as Qin Xiaotian. At this moment in this back garden, Ling Ying, who was wearing a black dress, was swinging a lollipop in her mouth. She looked quite comfortable. Han Chuxue was still like a snow lotus at the peak of a snowy mountain. She was wearing a pure white dress, sitting there elegantly and nobly, writing and drawing. The two of them were two extremes, but they were actually very good friends. They were the kind of friends who didn't talk much, but would care about each other and cherish each other's hearts. Hey, don't you have anything to say to me about my narrow escape from death? Ling Ying expressed her displeasure. Previously, when Han Chuxue escaped from death, she specially went to Han Chuxue's house to visit her. Although there were a few sarcastic words, at least she went to her house. As for Han Chuxue, compared to her, Ling Ying felt that she was far inferior. At that time, she sent a message to her to ask if she was all right. Ling Ying replied that she was fine, and then Han Chuxue sent an "oh" and didn't follow up. This made Ling Ying very unhappy. Courtesy demands reciprocity. Can't you also visit my house? The pen in Han Chushua's hand stopped. Then as she drew, she said indifferently, I already said that. Ling Ying was speechless. Hey, you can't be like this. I went to your house to visit you last time. But you only sent me a message? Didn't you say that you wanted to eat haitaleo? I brought you to eat it, right? Ling Ying was speechless. Ling Ying usually tricked Han Chuxue. For example, after escaping from death, she told Han Chuxue that she wanted to eat haitaleo. Last night, it was raining heavily, so Han Chuxue went to eat it with her. In the past, when Ling Ying advanced to the arcane body realm, the first thing she did was show off to Han Chuxue. Then, she asked her to eat barbecue with Ling Ying to celebrate. In short, there were many situations like this. It wasn't that Ling Ying deliberately tricked Han Chuxue, but they were friends. With Han Chushua's personality, Ling Ying could only use this method to ask her out for a meal and talk about life. Phew, Ling Ying took a deep breath. Do you know how difficult it was for me to maintain a friendship with someone like you for more than 10 years? Chapter 129. That's right. They had known each other for more than 10 years. Their families were family friends. Anyway, in Ling Ying's impression, Han Chuxue had always been like this since she was young. She really admired herself. She could actually maintain a friendship with such a person for more than 10 years. She was simply invincible. Although she was complaining, Ling Ying naturally knew Han Chushua's character. If she wasn't a good person, how could they maintain a friendship for more than 10 years? What do you want to eat? Han Chuxue asked. When she heard Ling Ying's words, she knew that this girl definitely wanted her to take her to eat something delicious. The two of them were about the same age, but sometimes Ling Ying would act particularly girly. Hee, Ling Ying smiled, then jumped down from the swing and walked to Han Chushua's side, saying, sushi, and also lobster, the 2-meter-long kind. Han Chuxue, let's go. Han Chuxue put down the pen in her hand. Don't worry, let's eat at night. We can also sleep at your house tonight. Han Chushua's beautiful eyebrows slightly frowned, then she looked at Ling Ying. What's the matter? In Han Chushua's impression, although the two of them were very good friends, the number of times they slept together could be counted on one hand. Every time, it was either Ling Ying had a big problem, or Han Chuxue had something to do. In short, when they were in a bad mood, they liked to sleep together, turn off the lights and talk all night long. And when Ling Ying said that, Han Chuxue naturally knew that something might have happened. Ling Ying's beautiful eyes emitted a touch of dimness, and then she smiled and said, Nothing, it's just, I haven't slept with you for several years, and I miss your bed. Han Chuxue naturally didn't believe it, but she didn't continue to ask. Of course, Ling Ying had something to do with her, and it was about Lin Xian. She didn't know how to tell Han Chuxue about it, but she just wanted to find someone to talk to. She was also very conflicted. Should she be Lin Xian's girlfriend or not? Moreover, for a woman who valued her chastity so much, to lose her chastity in that kind of situation, it was fortunate that she was Ling Ying, but it was still very uncomfortable in her heart. Ling Ying ate his lollipop and glanced at Han Chushue's drawing. You're still drawing him? Ling Ying looked at the portrait and felt that he had seen it somewhere before. But it was hard to say. Han Chuxue nodded slightly. Why does it look different from the previous paintings? Because it was night time. I only saw him once. I can't remember him accurately. If he appeared in front of you now, would you be able to recognize him? Han Chuxue gently nodded. You've fallen for him, Ling Ying said with certainty. Han Chushue's pearly white teeth gently bit her red lips. She didn't know, but she had never felt like this before. Maybe this person was too special to her. If he appeared in front of you and confessed to you, would you accept? Han Chuxue didn't speak. Ling Ying gently shook his head. Don't think about it. If you think about it again, it will become your inner demon. Rest in peace, you should let it go. The more you think about it, the more you can't let it go. I don't know. These days when I sleep, I always dream of him. In the dream, I always feel that his appearance is incomparably clear, but in the daytime, it's blurry. It's my fault. Han Chuxue softly said. You You usually kill people without hesitation. But now you've become like this. In fact, you have a lot of things you want to tell me, don't you? Han Shushua remained silent. Let's not talk about this. Someone wants to have a 3P with you. What do you think? Ling Ying asked with a smile. Han Shushua. Kill him. Ling Ying. I also want to kill him. He's a bastard to the core. Ling Ying gritted his teeth. Han Shushua looked at him. She hadn't seen Ling Ying like this for many years. Who is it? Forget it. Let's not talk about it. Ling Ying helplessly shook his head. At this time a man walked over. Oh, you're back? Ling Ying saw him and jumped onto the swing. Qin Xiaotian nodded. Yes, I'm back. Qin Xiaotian was indeed very handsome. He had a sharp face and was also tall. Moreover, his skin wasn't white and tender, but rather the bronze color of a tough guy. In short, he was the type of person that would make a girl's heart beat faster. He glanced at Han Shushua beside him and said, I heard something happened to you before? It's nothing serious. I'll go find Miss Xiao first. After saying that, Han Shushua walked out. In the past, Qin Xiaotian was Han Shushua's pursuer. However, Han Shushua didn't even bother to look at him. Therefore, he set his sights on Yi Yi. He didn't even have the courage to pursue Ling Ying. After all, if Han Shushua couldn't get him, Ling Ying naturally couldn't get him either. A trace of haze flashed across Qin Xiaotian's eyes, but it was just a flash. What's wrong with Shushua? She seems to be in a bad mood. Qin Xiaotian looked at Ling Ying and asked. Oh, she's in love. Ling Ying shook the swing and said casually. What? Qin Xiaotian couldn't help but raise his voice and subconsciously clench his fists. Who else could get the woman that he Qin Xiaotian couldn't get? Who is it? A dead man. Dead man? Dead. Ling Ying nodded. And dead. I'm afraid that only by dying for Han Shushua can you win her heart. Qin Xiaotian, didn't you pursue Han Shushua before? You can imitate it. Maybe if you die for Shushua, you will be able to get her. Qin Xiaotian's mouth twitched. Forget it, I don't want to die. However, what do I need to do to pursue you? Qin Xiaotian smiled and looked at Ling Ying. Ling Ying smiled disdainfully. Just based on you? I really don't like you. Qin Xiaotian smiled. I'm just joking. I'm pursuing you now. I was just joking. Ling Ying's lips curled up. At this moment, outside, Lin Xian and Han Shushua almost brushed past each other. Lin Xian was thinking about what might happen after meeting Qin Xiaotian, so he didn't pay attention. As for Han Shushua, she didn't care about a person's appearance, let alone a man. The two people brushed past each other with a distance of 2 meters. Damn! Even the top experts of the advanced class have this kind of treatment. Lin Xian saw a very big house that looked like a villa. He heard that Qin Xiaotian went inside, and also heard that Ling Ying and Han Shushua were inside. Therefore Lin Xian decided to go. If it was only Qin Xiaotian, Lin Xian wouldn't go. That would make him seem low. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. There was a fragrance just now, a familiar fragrance. However, Lin Xian didn't pay much attention to it. He turned his head and looked at the white dress figure behind him. Lin Xian shrugged and walked through the door. Only certain people could enter this place, but Lin Xian didn't know that. He saw the big iron door open and knew that Ling Ying was inside, so he went in. You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.